Yeah, I think they called. That's from the building. Oh, they're reaching back out to us, so that's good. They're contacted us right back. So that's their number right there. Okay, cool. On Friday, we'll reach back out on Monday. So I'm glad he did call. I didn't get time to get to the phone, but they did call me. So I knew they're about business, so that's good. When they call me back, I'll just basically just reach out to them again. I'm going to document my work. This one I'm documenting it. And again, it doesn't make a difference if no one watches or not. It doesn't make a difference. I need to document everything I do. That's what I'm going to do. When is it dry? I should put the fan over there. Then get access to the core. That's better. That PlayStation on? It is on. I'm going to drop from this side. Okay, I know exactly. That's legal. They just contacted us. Okay, cool. You're reaching out to us. I'm good with that 100%. So we had somebody from the building from legal reach out to us. Good. I think my sister already called down there to herself. So there's something's getting done. That was their legal department that reached out to us. So Monday morning, I left a message, and on their phone, they can reach right directly to me on Monday. And I guess I'll be talking to legal about this mess. So if legal's involved, that means it's gonna be really really bad for this individual. That's the legal just contacted us. So at least we have the number there. I'll copy that number. I'll send it to her. So she has a copy of it, and I'll send a copy over to the funeral home. Just keeping them up to date on everything that's going on. At least they're on it. So then we got lawyers involved, so we are going to file a lawsuit. Okay, I'll get back to my unit. I'm just putting a nice coat on it to cover. I don't care what it looks like, just to cover the print. And then after that, I'm going to put it in bone white and then color it the way I want to color it and go on the dark paints. So am I going to tell what it is? Actually, no. I'm going to let the people try to figure out what it is, what we're building. Someone sit there and go computer because it's got computer fans in it. I don't know. I couldn't begin to tell you what it is. I got some description of it on there. That's all I can tell you. So we're using some of this master tempered paint. Let's see what goes inside. The rest of it, and I'm going to take a brush to the rest of it. Someone already tried to send us messages, we know who, and discourage us from basically filing a lawsuit. No, actually, we have all grounds to file lawsuits. We do. You know, especially they know about some of the stuff, they don't know about all of it. And we start sending everything through email, they'll get all of it from us. But they're contacting us with legal because legal has to get in part of this. There's serious crimes that were committed. So, they know from the door that a lawsuit can stem from this easy. And there's more than one party involved in this. You know, I'm involved in it. You know, we got the funeral home, they're involved in it. You got my sister, she's involved in it. So, yeah. So I left on the answer machine my name, my number, and the tenant where we're having a problem with and where the building's located at. Go from there. Do this with a brush. Oh, that's just fantastic. Snag up my cables. It's supposed to be done in black anyway. The background in black. So it doesn't make a difference because the black coat's pretty good. It's the brighter colors that have an issue coating. It took too long to coat. It took me forever to paint that box yellow over there. Get that box of yellow like that. It took forever to do it. This makes my job a whole lot easier. And I'm going to do glow in the dark paints anyway. So I need to take a little better. All the fans are going to be coated in glow in the dark. Do that from there. Oopsie. You dare escape me. I'm going to leave these on here because I put them on for the time being to get an idea of what it's going to look like. Oh, I just done all that paint, didn't it? It doesn't make a difference. All these got to be painted up anyway. All done with glow in the dark paints. So they glow. And put a black EL wire through it. Make it even pop even higher. It's got to get this print covered. And in business to get ready. The rest of the work has to be done. So I got a real nice video done. Actually, it was a promo demonstration for an investor on the screens. On basically, they have the ability to pull up anywhere they want to go. I started off in here. I went to 8 different locations all around the city. Started off at the sky, brought it back down. Like the demonstration. So he's interested in investing in the company. That's why I said at the end of the day, when we make these videos, you know, you watch them, it's up to you, but majority, they're pointing in the direction of investors. So, hey, look, we just shot this video today. They don't care if no one's on it. They don't care. They just want to see the screen in action. So the fact of me being able to just leave my office and go around all over Allentown and record a fireplace, that was it. That's all it took. I'm not going to tell you how much is going to be invested, but it's a lot. So that's all we got to do. It's just prove that we can do it. So, How many ambient projection screens can do what we just did? Just walk out of the office and just pull all over the Allentown with a 300 lumen projector. And that's the whole purpose, to show that our screens go anywhere they want to go. If you're going to advertise something, you're going to have to back it works. Can't just go on camera and say, oh, it's going to work. No, got to back it. So, Crystal said, surprise me, so I surprised him. And then we're doing the whole, what do you call it, flex demonstrations and challenges where we're flooding. You notice that? Yeah, a lot of videos are popping up. They're just there to flood. Doesn't make a difference if you like them. Doesn't difference if you watch them. They're just there to flood. It shows people at the end of the day the difference between our products and everybody else's. That's what they're designed to do. They're not designed for views. They're not designed for likes. They're designed to show the difference between what we do and what everybody else does. They're matching better challenges. So matching better challenges are going to be around 10 uploads a day. Yep. Anything we upload goes straight to Google, which means we flood Google. And I got 2 YouTube channels, and both of those channels are flooding. I got 16th account on Facebook, they're all flooding. And I got people right now that are helping me flood, which means they're going and taking our videos and uploading them over and over again in different locations. Because every time a customer bumps into asking for something, we pop up. And I want the customers to get into a habit of comparing other screens next to ours. Now it still stands that we'll have to come to Allentown to get a screen. Can't buy them anywhere else. They're not going to be available on the website, so we're going to go with that. You have to put in a application form to get a screen. So that's still going to stand. Someone was asking about the screen paint. I have no idea how long it's going to be on the site, to tell you the truth. Honestly, I think about just making that for companies only, and we just bring the screens. The screens are going to be only available because we're not going to have anything on the website to sell anyway. Too much. Mostly that's for company. It's for B2B. Since we're going to make the screens only strictly for Allentown or Allentonians to be able to pick up and buy, everybody else has to come pick one up. You're going to have to. You can't buy the screen paint anymore because we're going to basically make it for companies. So someone was asking about shipping overseas. We don't do that anymore because we can't track the tracking numbers. You don't have to go through the headache of people thinking that we have control of the United States Postal Service because we're supposed to control over all tracking, which is virtually impossible. I have no abilities to be able to control the United States Postal Service. But we're supposed to be able to do all that. So I'm tired of that mess. I really am. So that's why we're done with that. Companies pay for their own shipping. That's what they usually do. Especially if they're overseas. They just go in and just send us their carrier, which is basically we'll print up their shipping label and go from there. That's it. Pick it up and we're done. So. Pretty much what goes on from there. Papa, your toys are always under my feet, right? Under my feet, always your toys. Well, I thought I'd do something cool. I like the screen I have over there. I like the way it's designed. So I came up with a really cool idea on building another screen. People say, I thought this was your last build. It's my last build. Last build. That's it. Most of it I'm not even going to put on camera. I'm going to pretty much paint this part. And the rest I'm just going to build it, put it all together, and then do some videos on it, and I'm done. The other ones we can't even show you. We literally can't show you those screens at all, period. There's like 8 screens we can't show you at all, period. So you're going to see a lot of videos popping up private only. Those are the screens we're working on, the new ones. I told you I want to get into the business of having my own physical screens. I really technically would like to get out of screen paints altogether and just get into physical screens. So from now on, any videos we launch, all matching betters, every single one of them. And we're challenging the ambient light rejection technology. Challenging that. Hopefully, maybe we'll see more videos of people taking ambient light rejection gray screens outside and showing demonstrations of dark contrast levels and dark colors. It could happen. You never know. I'm dying to see one. Somebody show me one demonstration, just one demonstration of a gray screen in a fully lit environment. I'm talking about that environment where you're sitting there in the dark. I mean a well-lit environment like we have in here. Lighten up the environment. Let me see what you see. Let me see your contrast levels. Let me see what you get out of a projector that you paid $3,700 for. I want to see this. How come no one has this? No one. Not even the influencers did this one. So we're just going to skip that all together and then we're going to do a review about projector and I'm going to do contrast on a fully lit environment. That's 3,000 lumens sitting right up against the screen. Nobody's going to show that one? Nobody? Do we have to buy the projector and do the demonstration? If we do, it's going to be pretty bad. Then that's going to make every influencer look bad because you should have had that thing in a fully lit environment. It's an ultra short throw. It's supposed to replace a TV. You're going to tell me something's going to replace a TV? They're expected to replace a TV. That's what they're selling it as. To replace a TV. This is why you can't convince OLED. People buy OLED screens. You can't convince them to buy it. Why would they not buy a professional gray screen? Maybe because they can't see black. Look, when I go to all my forum sites and expos, we're going to talk about this. This topic is going to come up a lot. So, and if you want to hide from it on YouTube, we're out here. We're going to basically exploit that everywhere. Good luck getting a lawyer and trying to sue me that says your screen sees black when it's gray. I'm not trying to get yourself caught in the same cobweb that you spun. You can't see black. Where did I start anyway? Who started that nonsense? I know it wasn't him. It was somebody else who started that nonsense that gray screen see 100% black. Or black contrast is not needed. If that's the case, why you keep buying these big, inky, expensive projectors? I never get that one. A lot of money for a projector. Just in case, Mr. Williams, if you do pop into the room, that was legal who just contacted me. So it's on. So it's only a matter of time before they touch base back to the building and figure out exactly what happened. And that's what should have happened. We should have had legal reach out to us the first time we contacted them. That's who should have spoke to us. So yeah, this person is, as they say, she don't play jokes. At the end of the day, that's what I like at the end of the day, a person who's down to business. So they already don't know how bad it is. It's really bad. I confirmed with my friend over at the post office about the naked pictures on the open postcard. Yeah, you definitely violated a serious post office code Because again, like I said, if you're buying any form of adult content, any kind whatsoever, it's supposed to be covered. You got a brown paper bag it. Because you don't want something on somebody's porch or whatever, and a kid pop down and see that in the day. Yeah, they'll get sued for that. And here, this guy was sending open postcards and half naked. Which means people were exposed to that. People in the post office were exposed to it. So, yeah. They carry a prison sentence for each one at 20 years. And you sent over more than 20. So they're going to have to deal with that. So in order to make that mess go away, someone's getting sued. And there's all the stalking and all that stuff that went on, and multiple emails were contacted by our office, was contacted over and over again, and then the faking of the priests and all that stuff, and donations that were taken, scamming people. So yeah, it's a mess. So I can't wait to they contact us back most likely Monday, and then I'll get their email and I'll send everything over to them. If they need anything else in person, I'll basically mail it out to them. And then my sister's reaching out to him already. She's contacting him saying he's had problems with the same person. I got to get back with the funeral home with the owner and help him out, whatever he needs at the end of the day. So, just to give you a little eye open here, Mr. Williams, if you think the worst that's going to happen, you're removed from the building and you lose your benefits, it's nowhere near close. The worst that's going to happen is basically spend the rest of your life behind bars. That would be the worst. Because now we got the United States Postal Service involved in it. I already went and made my phone call. I got my forms coming in. Fill all those out. I'm also going to be reaching down to somebody in the post office directly to show them the mail we're receiving and the real address where it came from and apartment number. You do have your apartment number. So that's that, buddy. If it's privately owned, that means that basically someone owns the unit, and that means that they're basically going through housing authority or public housing, and the person's getting a voucher. That's what they're doing. So they pay a percentage of it, and then they have to pay the other half of it. Or mostly probably like $80 or something like that, or something. They pay probably most of it. So basically, if that being the case, that means that managers that were involved in it should have basically went in and took care of it, and they didn't. And the fact that we can show emails going back and forth, conversations going back and forth, phone records going back and forth, and right after they said they had a talk with him, and they thought that was enough right there, soon after that, a week, he started sending naked pictures out. That's the nail in the coffin, people, right there. This is where money comes into play. Because it shows at the end of the day, we reached out to him, we contacted him, we gave him more than enough information about this individual. They ignored it, which they should have went out and had legal contact with, which they did not. And because of that, because it got even worse, because he started sending out naked pictures, this is where lawsuits come in. And this is where people start losing their jobs. Because things didn't get calmer, they got worse. Mr. Williams felt the need to show his naked body all over the place, so a half-naked body, but that's enough to be considered porn. And that means now, when those charges go to, you have to register as a sex offender. Now, even bigger problem you could have caused for when the funeral home gets involved in this, because they got a heavy case, they got a very heavy case, that imagine if the post office flagged that postcard, and they go, okay, we got something here weird, we can't let this go through, because they got rules and regulations, which again, that has to figure out why it wasn't flagged. But say they flagged it, right? and say they looked at the address where it came from. Now, even though it has his initials on it and his face on it, they don't know it came from the apartment. They're going to think it came from the funeral home, which means he could have got his address flagged, which means when they flag your address, you can't use the United States Postal Service anymore. And he could have went under investigation. He got in a lot of serious trouble for that on something he didn't even do. Because Mr. Williams was told not to send out any more mail with the address attached to it. So he decided to use somebody else's address. That's what got you into identity theft twice, because you took their identity to commit the crime, and you posed as a priest or a minister or whatever you want to call yourself, or a reverend, and you took donations from people. So there's going to be, it's not going to be one case that knocks them all out. They're going to break this down. So he's going to be in and out of court. There's a separate case for the identity theft. He has separate charges for that guy. We have separate charges. They have separate charges, and there's a separate charges involving the identity theft of claiming to be a priest. All that's broken down separately. So he could be in and out of the courts for years. So yeah, it's gonna be a long process for him, a nightmare process for him. Oh, I just wonder how people do this stuff to themselves. And you could sit there and say, well, you did it. Yeah, but the difference between that and leaving the evidence, there's no evidence. I'm not an idiot at the end of the day. There's no way in the world. There was no evidence. There's nothing to tie me for anything that I did. What changed things for me was I walked out the front door. I never walked out the front door. I always gone out the back door. So I never got caught. No witnesses, nothing, not a thing. Poof, nothing. Completely invisible. I'm not dumb enough to do people record themselves. Yeah, self-snitching. You really screwed yourself up on that one. But anyway, no. Always walked out the back door every single time. And never once have I ever been caught. Not one time. Until that one day, I don't know why, I walked out the front door. I never did that before. I just got up, like my body had no control, and I walked right out the front door. Somebody saw me. That's how I got caught. And I never walked out the front door, I'd have never got caught. Back then, you didn't have cell phones and all that. According to people, didn't self-snitch on themselves. They're a bunch of idiots. Somebody did something, they wouldn't even tell their friends. Nobody would know it even happened at all, period. But nowadays, people post on social media, I just robbed the bank, blah, 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 blah. You know, police officers are on social media. You know that, right? FBI is on social media. ICE is on social media. They're all on social media. Yep. Now, am I saying that what I did was a great thing? No, it wasn't a great thing. It was a horrible thing that I did. I served my time. That's what I did. I served the time I was supposed to serve, and I did it, and that was it. But I never got caught if I didn't go to the front door. Because I was very careful about everything that I did. Everything I did. I even had them little things you put over top of your feet that the hospital wears, so there's no tracks, no prints, no fingerprints. Not a thing. Yep. And you'll never know at the end of the day exactly. People like trying to figure out what I did. Nah, you'll never figure it out. It was not meant for you to know. God blocked all that. No one can't even find it. Heck, I know some skills about dancing around on a computer a bit, and I couldn't even find it. I'm pretty good at finding stuff. So I don't know what they did or how they did it, but it's like I got blacklisted. Like somebody in the military does something, they black them out. You can't find files, nothing. Yeah. And then on top of that, crazy thing about it is the building I was in was torn down. I found out a couple of days ago. They ripped it down. It's not even there anymore. It's a big old lot there. So there's no records. There's nothing there. All the original staff is dead. Because when I was in there, they were in their 50s. So I know they got to be dead because I'm 56. Unless they're really, really, really super old. So most of them are all dead. So pretty much, it didn't exist. It never happened. It's kind of weird because it's kind of like that. I always wanted to go back to the building. Always wanted to go back and see it again. But it's gone. It's not there anymore. No record of it. There's nothing there. It's like, poof, they made it disappear. It's kind of weird because you spent 8 years someplace and 9 months and it's not even there anymore. And I always meant to go back one day, but you know, things got busy and got caught up in this, that, and the other, and just never went back and saw the place. And then one day, gone. I couldn't even track down the floors. Nothing. There's nothing there. There's no blueprints. There's nothing there. I can't find nothing. It's like they made it disappear. Can't find nothing on it. It's the weirdest thing ever. And now the building's not even there anymore. That's even crazier. So, you know. That's basically where how I found God. That's really how it all started. But like I said, as careful as I was, still, it was meant for it to happen, because again, I walked out the front door. I still to this day don't know why I did it. I just got up and just walked out the front door. Maybe that was God controlling the whole entire thing. Maybe it all had to become justice. That's why I said at the end of the day, you don't get away with nothing. You couldn't get away with something. Even if you did get away with it, you still can't get away with it. The subconscious mind would pretty much kill you. And if you don't have a subconscious mind, then the next life will get you. Can't get away with it. Like, you got an option. Here you go. You got a frying pan, you got a volcano, and you got lava. Choose one. Either one's going to basically destroy you. There's no way to get out of it. Either one's going to burn you. Either one's going to make you suffer. Either one's going to put you in pain. There's no way out of it. Any one you choose, you're going to pay. Nope. No way out of it. That's why some people get to a point where they can't take it anymore. Some people commit suicide, like that guy who basically found all that money. And it's funny because they told him he could keep the money, which is crazy. So why would you kill yourself? You know, just sometimes that's how it is. I don't know. It's crazy. But yep. A long time ago in Philadelphia, a story about a guy who basically was, in his true story, he was actually broke, didn't have any money. You know what I mean? Lost his job. You know, he was living down there in South Philadelphia. Or South Philadelphia? I think it was South Philadelphia. But anyway, yeah, he was just broke. He didn't have money. And one day he was out there driving around. And he was behind a truck. And the door popped open on a truck. He got like $1 million just popped out. No ink explosion, nothing. It was just right there. He did a movie on it. And bottom line is he took it home and he kept it. And you know, you see somebody come to the bar, they don't have money. Now he's buying drinks for everybody and all that, and then pops up on the news that, you know, money went missing off the truck. But here's the thing, they never reported it. Because the security crew that was involved in that, they put up such a big hype on how they don't lose money and how their stuff is fortified and blah, 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 blah. It would have been a public embarrassment if a door opened up and money just popped off their truck. And they didn't want anybody to know about it. So eventually they got an investigator and they tracked down where he was. And they told him, look, here's the thing. You're not going to jail. Keep the money. Just don't say what happened. Because they would rather him keep the money than ruin their reputation. And yeah, he was able to keep the money. But, you know, I don't know what happened. Somewhere along the line, he killed himself. Some people can't handle that kind of money. They just can't. It wasn't meant for them to have it. Even sometimes you think you want something it's not meant for you to have. Because it'll kill you. Sometimes money will bring along the wrong people in your life. Leeches. That'll be there just basically to feed off you. You meet them every place. They sit there and they watch in the bar and restaurants and whatever, and they watch how much money you spend and what you order at the day, what you shop in the day, and they'll just pop up out of nowhere and become your friend. And then when you feel that you can trust them and you'll tell them things that you would never tell anybody else, this is when they know they control you. They're also known as demons too also. And these are the ones that persuade you to get into drinking and drugs and all kinds of stuff just to twist your life up and steal from you, rob from you and everything else. And then when you're depressed and there's no one there, they're not there for you. That's why I feel sorry for a lot of these stars who commit suicide. Nobody was there for them. Who was there to help these people out when they were in that dark, dark hour? No one was there for them. Where were their friends? Where were their families? Some of them didn't tell anybody anything. They just kept it to themselves. And sometimes if you're surrounded by a bunch of yes people all day long, well, those are the worst people on the face of the planet. Because those are the ones who sit back and watch you suffer and do nothing at all for you because all they're doing is just siphoning money out of you. See, interesting thing about my life at the end of the day, This bridge was meant to happen. It was meant for me to be filthy rich. Why? Because I went through this process already. I went through the process of having a lot of money and then basically dropping my costs for money. So I learned in that process that no matter how much money I made, at the end of the day, it couldn't bring me the same happiness I had when I had no money, when I had Jesus. And I learned a valuable lesson from that timeline in my life of 4 years, that God is more important than money. So that way, knowing that at the end of the day, the devil can't come in and offer me anything or twist my blessing around, because, again, God comes first. Naysayers hate it at the end of the day when I talk about being rich. They can't stand it. Oh, look, I'm the one that walked all over Allentown with a screen popping up anywhere it wants to go. How much money do you think that thing's worth in the day? A lot of money. A lot. Did you do the demonstration? Did you do anything like that? Did you put the time in? Did you put the work in? I never could understand how someone could be jealous of somebody else's success. I don't get that part in life. I don't. You don't have any ambitions, no push, no drive to get something that you want. You just rather sit back and fold your arms and get angry at other people because they're pushing forward. Now, that's pretty immature. Well, that's the reason why you'll always be where you're at, in the same spot for the rest of your life, because you choose not to move forward, or maybe you're just too afraid. That makes you angry. It does. It makes you angry. You don't have the courage. Some people get angry at other people because they have that courage. There's some people that are meant to be bosses. Some people are not meant to be bosses. Even if some people that are not bosses and they do good at their job, they're meant to raise up and rank on their job. And there are some people just not. You know, you'll get mad at Frank. Frank will come in early in the morning. Frank will leave late at night. You call Frank a brown noser. You'll call him this, that, and the other. Frank is tired of working and making that little bit of money. Frank wants the private parking place. He wants the company car. He wants to pay vacations. He wants to get a bigger house. Frank wants to move up in rank. And if Frank moves up in rank, then you ridicule Frank at the end of the day, because he's a brown nose at the end of the day, because he won't stay down in the bottom of the pit like us. Yeah. Frank needs to burn the bridge with those friends and move on. Now, say Frank at the end of the day climbs the ladder and becomes a complete jerk at the end of the day and treats you guys like you're trash. Then Frank is whatever is coming to him in life, because Frank's a jerk. Other than that, you know what I mean? Why would you hate your friend if he's a kind person at the end of the day and he moved up in rank? That means you move up in rank. If you work just as hard as he's working, that means you got somebody already on the floor that knows you. Da-da. Jealousy is an interesting thing, ain't it? Jealousy. We're getting mad and angry over somebody else. I've never had it. I've never been jealous over somebody else's stuff. I just never have it. If I want something, I work and I get it. If it's not the same thing, I really don't care. As long as there's something close to it, that's all that matters. And the fact that I worked for it. I've never been the type of jealous of somebody else's stuff. I don't get it. I don't get it. I've never been that person. If I want something, I go out and I work for it. That's why if I ever had kids, they would never get anything for free. They will work for everything they get. I had a conversation with my ex one time, and we had kids, and how he will start working in the mailroom. He'll work at the bottom of the barrel. Oh, yes, he will. You think because, you know, your dad's the owner of the company, no, you didn't get anything. You didn't anywhere near that. You want to be in the mailroom. That's where you're going to be at. Hot, sweaty mailroom. You're going to earn every penny. You know, learn to respect what you earn at the end of the day. I will not buy you jack at the end of the day. When you reach a certain age, you're a man. 16 years old, get a job, work. Not sitting under my roof all day, but get a job. I don't want to hear that nonsense. You're in college, I'm not paying for jack. You're a man. You go to college, you're a man. You're 18, 19 years old, you're a man. You will earn it yourself. You don't need me at the end of the day. People sit there in college and you give your kids everything they want. That's why they come on and leech off you. And you wash clothes and all that, blah, blah, blah. No. Just as long as you make go wash your own freaking clothes. I raised you for a certain age. Get the freak out of my house and go fly somewhere. Now, if your house burns to the ground, you can't help that. I got your back. Other than that, Get the freak out of my house. I grew up, and of course I was incarcerated by then, but the rules in my house, my mother's house, was child by 16, out by 18. That was the rule. There are people go to college and they work at the same time. There's some people in college whose parents don't got that kind of money. So they work and get a job. They go to school. They do it all. But then you got some people in the day who got parents who do make that money. And they're expecting, like, I can't work a job and go to school at the same time. You know, what the freak, you lost your mind. Yeah, you're going to do both. Want a nice car? You get 75% of it, I'll get 25. That way, if you wreck it at the end of the day, it's going to hurt you more than it's going to hurt me because you had to work harder to get it. I'm old school, man. Ain't no way in the world I'm dealing with that bull crap at the end of the day. I like the old-fashioned rule that whatever we make in this house is what the freak you eat. If you don't like it, then you starve. That's all to it. You ain't going to dine and dash and that nonsense. No. None of that. No. Forget that crap. Whatever we serve here is what you eat. You don't like it, you starve. That's it. And then people say, oh, that's child abuse. No, it ain't child abuse. That's why kids today are the way they are now. So most of them are just whiny little brats. And get their way to call the police on their parents. Isn't that jacked up? Man, I would have never thought about calling the police on my father. I got laid out for that. The fact is, even to look at him would have got me killed. Old schools. They remember. Your parents call you upstairs. What'd you do? Did you go kick in their door and jump all over their bed? Heck no. What we did was, basically, we waited. We waited. The door wasn't even open. The door was shut. All you can see was a light pushing out. The hallway was dark. All you can see is a light pushing out from under their door. You had to wait to get permission to open up the door. I was talking to somebody about it. Yeah, I remember going up that way. You had to get permission before they opened the door. When you opened up the door, you still couldn't go in. You still had to wait for that permission. When they call you in, you sit at the foot of their bed. You wouldn't dare step foot on that bed. It's a death sentence at the end of the day. Jumping all over the bed. No, heck no. Now I watch my other friends now. They're younger. Their kids come running upstairs, jump all over the bed and blah, blah, blah. And I just look at that monstrosity and go, bro, when they turn 16, they're going to murder you. And I'm not afraid of you. They have no respect for you. That's where I see it. But then again, that's right. But some people don't see it that way. Some people feel that they're little adults and they need to have their space. I'll give you space all right. But anyway, no. You were told, they told you whatever they told you. That was the end up. There was no talking back, there was no rolling your eyes. You walked out that door, you shut that door quietly, and you walked down the stairs and didn't make a sound. That's how you did it. Now you got kids today, they don't respect their parents. They don't respect other people. They feel they do whatever the freak they want to do. See, this is the thing that parents have to understand at the end of the day. You don't teach your kids correctly, the world will teach them. And the world is much brutal. Very brutal. They will teach the kids. And there you don't want to bump into the wrong person. There's a lot of people that bump into it at the end of the day that will end your life. So you want to teach your kids to respect other people at the end of the day. What happened to that yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am? I rarely hear that. Maybe you don't. You got kids out there, what's that called, nanny or something? Oh my goodness, I couldn't watch that show. That show basically triggered every freaking anxiety. At the end of the day, just grab that kid from my neck and choke the living daylights out. I'm like, what the freak? Are you don't beat your kids at the end of the day? That kid would jump up on top. But the one kid they had that was jumping on top of the table and screaming, no, no, no. And she was like, oh, calm down, Oliver, calm down. Oliver would have got lit up. Oliver would have got lit the freak up. No persuasion at the end of the day. You bribing your kids now. Oh, but if you be good, I'll buy you. Oh, you ain't getting jack at all periods. As a matter of fact, when you come home, you don't think you got robbed. I'm taking everything out of your room. You're lucky if you get to bed. That's the first thing I see, man. I meet a woman and her kids are out of control. I won't touch her with a 10-foot pole. I couldn't do it. We're just having this moment. I got a moment for him. It's called pick a switch. So I don't get that at all, period. I was out there talking to some old heads out there talking about, what'd you get cracked with? Man, everything on the kitchen sink. Extension cords, the paddle, the belt. pick a switch, which was one of the worst ones of all. You had to pick out the switch you were going to get whipped with. That was even worse. Standing in the corner, standing on your knees while you're holding two books. Broomstick, extension cord one time, Christmas lights one time. Yeah, I knocked over a Christmas tree one time playing football and messed up my mom's tree. And yeah, she wore me out. Never went near a tree ever again. Yeah. People not even fair to their fathers. I was terrified of my father. I know he loved me and all, but I didn't disrespect him. Nope. He was not the person you jumped and played with. Nah, he didn't do that kind of stuff at the end of the day. Be home before the lights come on. Golden rule. I remember that. Don't make me come get you. And don't make your brother come get you. That's even worse. He definitely embarrass you in front of your friends. Ugh. Come along quite nicely. I'm going to just dry up a little bit. Yep, I miss those days, man. I look at Gen Z. I just look at them all day and go, not all of them are jacked up, but then we got this alpha generation. I'm done. I had to build me a rocket ship and leave Earth. I laugh about that. I laugh at Gen Z fighting wars. And people have Gen Z kids will sit there and get mad at me, but yet they basically go, well, you know, I ain't wrong. Yeah, not wrong. You know, some people may get bothered by this, but they're too soft. They are. They're always allergic to something, anxieties and all this stuff. Yeah, none of that stuff when I was growing up. That's pretty much it. You know, you got a concussion, you dealt with it. You broke your arm, you dealt with it. And then you got a couple stitches in your forehead, you dealt with it. That's what it was. And people are still playing baseball with a cast on. Everything we had was tougher. Everything we did was tougher. Oh, some good tang juice. That's why I said I went to the park with my friend's kids, and I'm jumping on the freaking mat. I'm like, wow, y'all have freaking like, you have these absorber freaking cushions. You really, that's amazing. We didn't have that. We had freaking rocks and glass and whatever God knows was down there waiting for you, and bricks and freaking twigs and everything else. You just fell, you hit the ground, bunch of dust puffed up in the air, you just dust yourself up and just got back up there and did it again. What's that thing? The thing looks like a cereal bowl. It's a monkey bar. It looks like a cereal bowl upside down. We just call it the ball pincher. Because you get caught in one of the triangles in your little private area, you can call it it was a testicle pincher. The nickname we had for that, because you slipping on in the corner. And the dreaded sliding board, which today I still don't understand why in the world would someone make a sliding board out of freaking metal that would bake in the sun. It would rip half your skin off when you were going down. And at that, you look at it, the sliding board was super high. You get nosebleeds climbing that thing. And they think I'm joking at the end of the day. One time we found an old retro sliding board one time. I said, yeah, welcome to my childhood. Get jacked up, all sit out there and laugh about it. Everybody covered in Band-Aids and all kinds of stuff. Yep. And these suckers fall over one time and it's just a freaking screaming fit because you just fell over and you tripped. Get up and just really fell up a tree and broke my arm one time. Got my cast signed. That was basically, I was so happy about getting the cast up in the day and everything signed until basically that sweat started dripping out. I was trying to get a coat hanger in there to scratch it out. But anyway, yeah. Oh, I like my era. No one spent time in the house. Everybody had BMX bikes. A pack of kids riding up and down in areas with their bikes and stuff, especially if you feel in the area where it has a construction site and you can get in behind the gate or get your bike in there so you can jump over freaking hills and stuff. Oh man, we have a lot of fun. They don't leave. All this technology. Stay inside and just play video games. We didn't do that. We went outside and played. We had kickball, we had baseball, we had frisbee, and all types of games we played. Hide and go seek, 1, 2, 3, Ringo, stickball. all that stuff. Kids are out in the street playing. Wintertime, they're just out there rumbling, playing in the snow. Now you see snow, you don't see one kid outside in the snow. Parents had to fight to get us inside. Snow forts. There's just so much stuff to do. We just play in the snow all day long. Kids don't play in the snow anymore. But I know one thing. Mr. Bird's going to the Poconos for about a week. I'm about to do some tubing down the side of a hill. I'm definitely doing that. I'm definitely doing some tubing. Taking a bunch of people and get a couple of them blow-up suits. We're going to take some GoPro. We're going to go down the side of a hill. And then we have the Gen Zs. I'm like, why would you want to go there? Why do you want to wear a suit? And why you ask so many questions in there? Why don't you do it? Oh, can't wait till we take them camping. They think they're going glamping at the end of the day. Yeah, right. Pop tent. You got a pop tent. You don't sleep to the earth. And whatever pops up in your tent, you figure it out. I do want to take them fishing. I'm going to take them fishing out there. They'll like it. Cabin, man. Cabin's boring. I ain't doing a cabin. Go out there, get a couple of tents. Go out there and just, do it that way. You're not going to be in bear country, so don't have to worry about that. But they're still going to carry black cases. They always do. I carry my black case. I don't care at the end of the day. It could be campgrounds, and I still got my black case on me. Take my black case everywhere I go. If I'm going camping, I'm definitely taking it with me. But anyway, yep, I'm going to take them out. I'm going to take them out, take them fishing, something like that. I want to do something light. Light, we don't have to, well, they're still going to carry cases. They're going to carry rifle cases. Mostly everybody just carries a handgun. Yeah, if we're going deep out in the woods, that's 16, 20 black cases. They don't play around. But you never know what's going to run up on you in the woods at the end of the day. Last banjo you ever played. Guarantee you that much. Infrared night vision scopes. Ooh, yeah, run. Run. You're not going to get far, but run. I remember one time I went camping, one of them bought an auto turret. You ever seen an auto turret before? It's freaking crazy. 50 cal auto turret. They just bought it down just for show. Because every once in a while, we can't set that thing up. That's crazy. You can't set that thing. We walk in front of ourselves and get our leg blown off by that thing. But they bought it down to show it off. Every once in a while when the military brings on something crazy like the plastic gun. I've never seen one before. I've heard of them. I've never seen one. Went to go visit my mother at the senior citizen. I've told the story before. And we had to basically disarm. Everybody was basically disarmed. My buddy has the case in the back of his car that basically put all your stuff in. You know what I mean? Lock it down. A little retina, whatever nonsense he has on that thing. A little 007 setup he has in the back of his car. But anyway, we're basically disarming. And she forgot she had it on her, and we're all in the elevator, and I'm like, because you have to go through metal detectors, we're in the elevator, and I was like, what's that? And she's like, oh, shoot, I forgot I had it on me, because there's no weight to that thing. It's a plastic gun. I've never seen one before. So we got outside, we're all like kids in the candy store, like, what does that do? Really? How'd you get that? She's military. She's a high-ranking officer. She had one. Plastic gun. Shot plastic bullets, too. It's crazy. That's why the 3D printers, that's why you had to have them registered, because people were making those things. They're making the parts to snap them together. That's why. You have to have your printer has to be registered. Did you know that? Yep. Because those plastic guns. You register your serial numbers. If anything pops up, boom! You can trace it right back to you. You believe that? Back in the day, I would have never thought we would have plastic guns. That's crazy. Or you can print out a house, print out a boat, print out furniture, print out whatever you want. I think the 3D printing homes is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Somebody had a great idea when it came with that one at the end of the day. 3D print a home. I don't think you ever saw, you probably did see it. It's a Comedy Central about the printing machine. Oh man, that's the funniest thing I've seen in my entire life. They got this printing machine for work, and they were told just to print simple things. Man, they want buck wild in there. They were just printing up sneakers. One girl printed up sneakers. Dude printed up cups. First, to start with the cups. The dude dropped his cup and it broke. And he was like, "Can you print another cup?" So he printed another cup. And then they were printing up sneakers and helmets and hats, a sword, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? So then, in the middle of it, all the craziness, they were going mad. They're just going insane and just printing all this crazy stuff. The guy was like, "See, we can print out a gun?" And they did. They printed out a gun. And the manager came in. They were all playing around with it. And it went off and they killed the manager. So they thought at the end of the day, like, let's print out a new manager. Oh, it did not go well. Pretty funny one. I think it's called Funny or Die or whatever it is. The manager came out all deformed. He was like, "Kill me. Kill me." It was just messed up. And he used a plastic gun to kill himself. Just funny. But it turned out it was all a dream, that the guy dreamed the whole entire thing. Alright. Like, what are you building, Mr. Bird? I don't even know what I'm building. Honestly, I don't know. It says something about a projector box system. I don't know. We don't know. No one knows. Nobody even knows. Maybe we're just building something for the sake of just building something. We don't know. Maybe the description could be one thing, but it could mean another thing. We don't know. All I know is I'll just show you when I'm finally done with it all, because I'm not going to build it on camera. Just going to do this part, the painting part. Trying to do the run, keep it right on camera. And I got to go back over it with a roller, because we got to get in all those areas I couldn't get in. So, got to do all that. And this is going to be black in the background anyway, but still. So I'll just coat it in, because I like the paint. Man. You know, it's interesting. Everyone that I actually told to go away, to basically mind your own business and don't get involved in that, they already didn't listen. And the outcome, this is just so bad. It's sad. It's kind of way sad. This man's going to spend the rest of his life in the prison system. It's sad. It's nothing to laugh at. We're not laughing at that. It's just sad. We could tell he has some form of, he does have some form of, what's the word for without being too insulting at the end of the day? Special need abilities. And that's the best way I can do people at the end of the day. He does. You listen to the way he talks, the way he carries, the way he writes and stuff. He does have some problems here. But again, it doesn't make a difference. You can be have special needs and you kill somebody, you're going to jail. It doesn't make a difference. I don't care at the end of the day. We're still going in. This man messed up so badly. Like, he really doesn't know how bad it is. But he'll figure it out when legal reaches out to him. He'll understand how bad it's going to get. He's going to jail. Not for freaking, he thinks maybe for like you're not going there for 6 months. You're going there for a very long time, dude. That is serious charges. That naked stuff he was sending through to the post office on an open postcard? Dude, you're going to get 20 years a pop for one of those things. I got 20 of them sitting over there. And judges don't play around at the end of the day, man. We got all that evidence stacked over there. Good Christ. Then we got messages saying you're going to be raping me and all that stuff. Dude, it's going to be bad, man. It's going to be bad. You got to deal with prison life for that, until he passes off this earth. Nobody want to go out like that. So we know we got more mail coming through from you. I've been redirected. I'm going to send it to legal. So anything that comes through, it's redirected right to legal. And then we'll set up the rest of their packages to send out to them, because it's going to be done. It's got to be done. Messed his life up, man. That's why I said some people, it's just better if they weren't born. I've literally met people like that. They're just designed to self-destruct. There's some people were dealt a bad hand in life. They just never ever got the opportunity, and they got that bad hand in life. But they did have the opportunity, they would take advantage of it. They did have it. Some people just never got the good hand, ever. Unfortunately, what you have here, Williams, Williams got the good hand. Williams got into the system program that he doesn't even have to pay a lot of money for rent. Because apparently he has some kind of mental issue going on with him. And that's the reason why he collects what he has at the end of the day. And yeah, we know all that. Trust me, we know. But anyway, not just by on camera, trust me, I know. But anyway, with that being said, you know, he collects something. Even my sister can see when she was looking at his videos, like he's off. He's definitely off, but he's not all there. But even though the law is a law, you're still going to have to face that time, whether or not, you know, they don't really care about all that at the end of the day, you know what I mean? But some people get it worse off than him. But he had options. He had options. He chose not to use the options, which he should have used the options, but he didn't. Could have did something with that. Like I say, you got them e-bikes. You could have been doing tours all around Baltimore, good places to eat at, stuff like that, educating people on e-bikes and stuff like that. Could have did something with that. And then you're not paying much for rent, so that gives you a chance to be able to do something else with the money that you could be saving or putting to the side, or get a small job on the side and earn a little more money for your company. And technically, you're not really running it out of the building because you're on an e-bike riding around the city, so that's nowhere near connected to the building. All you're doing is just going and uploading your videos on your account, so that technically is not running a company or business. And you know, you do enough of those videos and you get noticed on YouTube, and one day some bike guy might come along and say, hey, look, let's get him to sponsor our company. And now you got sponsorship. You could be making some serious money. And take that money, save it up, put it in the bank, and then basically get a couple more sponsors here and there. Now you can move out of that place, get yourself a nice home, and blah, 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 and there you go. What do? You break every law in the book and do the most dumbest thing you could possibly think of. Now, we're going to end up suing the building. We're all getting paid. You're not getting paid. You're going to get sued by us, and you're going to jail. Self-destructed. Some people don't like to do much. Just sit back and watch. They just slowly self-destruct. They're their worst enemy. You know, but there are some people who were dealt with just a bad hand. Never forget these people as long as you live. You just don't. Can't say their names. There were two twins. And the two twins had a mother. There was two twins and a daughter. So they lived in this really broke home. Didn't have a lot of money. At the end of the day, these are real people. And didn't have a lot of money. And one day the mother went to the gas station. She had a scratch off. She won $50,000 and she left her kids. She left her kids to defend for themselves. She took the money and left. And those kids sat there waiting for their mother to come back. But she did not come back. And eventually, you know, they're running out of food. They're coming to school dirty, and 1 and 1 is 2, and they figure it out, and they basically put them in homes, and they're all separated. Actually, 2 of the 2 boys were twins. Now, interesting thing about the other twin, one of the twins was an evil twin. I mean, a really bad twin. He's been out of the prison system, whatever, but then again, the mother did at the end of the day, so, yeah, you know. And the other one basically was trying to live a somewhat normal life, but he couldn't when the other one was around, because for some reason, it's like it was 1 or 2 together, they did dumb stuff. But anyway, we ended up meeting these 2 twins. Eventually in life, they crossed paths with us. And mother was renting out a building, and they just happened to basically need a place, and mom gave them a place, and they abused the place. They carried on, they drunk, they didn't carry on, did what they wanted to do, and long story short, bad things followed with them. So, the other twin would always beat on his girlfriend all the time. He was always abusing her. And one day, social worker was coming by, and she witnessed the beating. And she basically called the police, and he jumped out one of the windows and took off. And she ended up taking her kids and getting away from that nightmare, which I'm happy for her. So the other one was out there. And the other twin, well, who knows where he was at. He was somewhere out there. But later on, found out as before all that came to be, that him and the woman were walking down the street, and these thugs jumped out of a car and put a shotgun to his head. They were going to blow his brains all over the place. And the only thing that saved his life was a scar down the side of his face, which his girl gave to him when they were fighting. She sliced the side of his face, which he had a huge scar there, which means it was the wrong twin, because they were going to kill him on the spot. Apparently, the other twin robbed these major drug dealers, and they didn't know there was another twin. They just seen this guy walking down the street thinking, hey, he's kind of bold. Let's go take him out right now. He's right there. And that's what saved his life, the scar. So anyway, he's scared to death. He's in the car. she's in the car. She's crying, and they were going to pull the trigger and take his life right down the spot. So he finally confronts his brother about what happened, and his brother disappears, of course. So it seemed like the other one had some good in him. There was good in him somewhere, but every time he got around his brother, he was just a different person. He just wasn't that person anymore. It was like his brother, just like his brother. So, long story short, when he was beating on her, social worker came, took the kids. He disappeared because of the cops. And long story short, they're both killed. So the brother went first, the evil one, he was killed. They caught up to him, and he was killed. And then the other one got caught up in something bad, and they took his life too. That fast, that gone, that fast. Now that was that story with those guys. What would have happened if the mother would have came home with the money and put it into the household and took care of the kids? What do you think their lives would have been like? Because they were good kids. Got good grades. All of it changed when the mother walked away from them. And then you have a kid that got less than that. He didn't have a chance either. Both of his parents were alcoholic and drug addicts. And I remember when I was going to play hockey, I seen him out there with these cheap rollerblades on. And I bought him a pair of CCMs, rollerblades. I was taking him up to the schoolyard to teach him how to play hockey. Got a little brother too. I was teaching him. I got him blades too, because parents were never around, and I found out the kids used to go door to door from the neighbors begging for food. So some of the neighbors were feeding the kids. The parents were awful parents. But anyway, the girl they had in there, she got married at 14 years old to an older man to escape whatever was going on in that home. And one of the brothers got adopted, but the other one, he didn't get adopted. He was just too old. Nobody wanted him. And long story short, he got caught up in the bad side of the neighborhood. Yeah, he wasn't a big kid at the end of the day. He had a big heart at the end of the day, and he got into a lot of fights. So he really got his behind kicked just about every single day. He was getting his butt kicked by somebody. And long story short, well, he went to jail. He got life for murdering somebody. And also, too, when he went to jail, the person that he killed basically got him back while they were in there, and he was killed. It's just messed up. It just seems like at the end of the day, like some people are just better off just not being born. That's why I want to invest my money into all kinds of programs for youth camps and stuff like that to help kids out. So they can have an opportunity out. They can have a counselor or someone they can talk to. And yes, we're doing background checks galore. So if you ever work for my company as a counselor, we're going to dig through all your freaking information. We have access to monitoring whatever the freak we want. We're going to make sure we don't get no weirdos on my guardian over these little kids at the end of the day. Yep. So you remember, you sign that contract, you get full access to everything. We pay good. We pay very good. But we get full access to everything. Which it should be. Anytime you're doing kids at the end of the day, anytime you're taking care of kids or monitoring kids, they should have full access to your Facebook page, all that stuff, everything. I need to know exactly what you are. And yes, if I find out you have other activities that could basically endanger lives of kids, you're being terminated on the spot without mercy. I don't play around with that kind of stuff. Yep. But anyway, yeah. But I want to start a whole program. Wood shop, because we don't have any wood shop programs up here. Metalworks, because man, kids need to work. Watching kids work with a torch. I've seen kids work with a torch where the parents actually know that skill level and they teach it to the kids. Oh, that's freaking cool. Got to get them a cool mask and stuff, but they got to earn the mask. The welding mask, stuff like that. Get some land out there. Teach them how to take care of horses and stuff like that. You got to give them stuff with responsibility and pride at the end of the day. And I want to do something with my technology where we want to do a whole movie theater thing where they can go out and they can learn how to make their own movies. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be starting that next summer. I'm investing next summer into that. So the kids can actually produce their own movies and people can come watch it. So yeah, all kinds of cool programs. RC cars, all that stuff. They should know how to build, modify, take a car, RC cars, put a track out there. Oh man, I want to put all kinds of programs in there for them. Because then at least that gives them something to do. You know, they got something, you know what I mean? They got race cars, they're modifying, got a little pit crew with them. We're going to have a lot of fun. See, people, it ain't about having lots of money to buy whatever you want. It's about having lots of money to do things for other people. That's what it's about. I definitely want a computer class. Teach them how to build computers. Art classes, home ec classes, teach them how to cook, all that stuff. We can get college kids that are basically on the verge of graduating. They can earn credits, volunteer time for the kids. Win-win for everybody. I think the movie thing is going to be fun. I think that's going to be fun. You got to get them dressed up in the clothing and all that stuff to get people who do the background settings for that. I forgot what the name of that is anyway. Today. And they can put on a show, do their own movie, and we can put it up on the big screen. So you get a chance to see their movie on the big screen. Parents will come and see their movie. It'll be awesome. So, object of what I'm going to be doing is that my company, since we develop a whole lot of crazy stuff, is to integrate all our technology into Allentown. To design and build amazing things in Allentown. For everybody. Yep. You can take that technology and do some cool stuff with it. Definitely have to have a shop class. Shop class is a definite must. If we're doing a shop class, I want a shop class and history combined. That way they'll learn a little about history about what we're building. Like today we're building a catapult. Those things are fun, by the way. How hard to build a catapult? Trying to calibrate it and get it to go where you need it to go. That's the crazy part about it, but it's not hard to build catapults. We're going to design some medieval weapons, stuff like that, have some fun with the catapult, stuff like that. Now, when we're doing that, we all have to wear Viking helmets because you got to be in the part, play the part, to build the parts. So whatever we do that day, we are going to be dressed up for it. Bunch of little Vikings running around. And do all of that. God gets the glory for all of it. Because we're going to remind you at the end of the day, all our technology comes from God. It'll be in big banners everywhere. All our technology comes from God. Everything comes from God. It's from God. God, God, God. God, 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 God. It all comes from God. Everything comes from God. Yep. I got to go into this meeting. The first thing I ask is, where did you get the idea from? All came from God. I give God glory for everything. I'm not ashamed of that. Only the devil coming and tell you some dumb stuff like that. Oh, you better not say anything because people might not want to do business with you. No, I mention it every day. If you don't want to do business with me, then that's a benefit for me at the end of the day. Yep. Powered by God's technology. Somebody sat there one time and said, how's it God's technology? You do know the planet belongs to God, right? You know, the whole world, the planet, universe, even you, all belong to God. So the minerals that are on this planet that allows you to build the technology you have in front of you right now all belongs to God. Your game systems and everything, your house, all that stuff, your cars, parts, whatever, computers, all that, came from the earth. Okay. Unless I checked, some flying saucer didn't fly over and say, hey guys, you want a computer? And there you go. We didn't get it from that. All these minerals that came to build everything we have in here came from the earth, and the earth belongs to God. So, powered by God's technology. So when you sit there and say at the end of the day that, oh, what does technology to do with God? It's God's earth. That's where technology came from. Now, you have the ability to use God's blessing for good or for bad, like nuclear energy. It started out to be something good, but someone said, it's turned into a bomb and let's level an entire city and kill millions and millions of people and just keep. There you go. That's where the devil comes in. Let's build bombs. They say, but we need weapons to defend ourselves. Second, you don't need weapons to defend yourself. In all, period. If you saw what the real person looked like that caused wars at the end of the day, there's no weapon on the face of the planet you can take that out at the end of the day. It's not going to work. The devil causes wars. So the devil pops up one day and says, hey, this is who I am. This is what I look like. You would scream your freaking head off for hours and hours and hours. You might go mad. Some people they see things that go mad, they go crazy. Mind can't accept it of what you're actually seeing. Just breaks down to just go mad. You ever seen somebody where they show that they've seen something so horrifying that they don't even blink? Like you could take a lighter and run it across their eyes because they saw something that they can't really understand. They just went in shock. They're in shock. Can't move, can't nothing. They're in shock. They can't process what they saw. There are things on the earth that walk around you that are like that. Can't process it. Brain's not prepared for that kind of thing. Like, have you been someplace and you get that weird feeling like you're not supposed to be there? It's like a sick feeling. You got goosebumps going up and down your body. Your body starts to shake uncontrollably. Yeah, there are things that you are not ready for. So, devil causes wars. Yeah. Devil causes wars. Yep. That's what he does. So, what you're really fighting at the end of the day is demons. Your demons play this big game of chess with your life. Right? Move you around the table and try to figure out areas to put you at so you can get rid of you. So, if the real enemy is the devil, how do you fight the devil? Because the bullets and tanks and all that stuff won't work on it. How do you fight something like that? Hand-to-hand combat ain't going to work. It's an angel at the end of the day. It's a fallen angel. It has powers beyond your belief at the end of the day. Not more powerful than God, but it is powerful. So that won't work at all, period. So who are you going to call for that? Oh, you're going to call God. Why would you call God? Oh, because God can defeat the devil, right? Oh, there you go. That's why you call God. Because, something pops up in your house and says, hey, guess who I am? And you go, oh my God, what the heck? What are you? Yeah, you're freaked out. You thinking about getting a gun out? That ain't gonna work. You already know you're out of you're not within the normal species of what should be on this earth. So what are you gonna do? Evil spirit comes into your home, what are you gonna do? You can't see it, but it can see you. It knows you're there. There's no way to fight. Who do you go to? Go to God. Why do you go to God? Because you know God can take it out. That's why. That's why you go to God. You don't grab your gun. You don't grab your dog. Heck, your dog done disappeared a long time. I mean, your dog can sense like, oh, nope. Sorry, buddy. Thank you for taking care of me. Got to go disappear. That's why people do the dumbest things. If your dog starts barking frantically and people shut their dogs up because he's trying to tell you something jacked up may be in your house. The minute Taco's ears pick up in any direction, I know he's hearing something that I can't hear. So I watch him. And he's always right every single time. Same thing with my dogs. I have my dogs will get up and raise their ears one day. I get up and look around too. What the heck just spooked him at the end of the day to make him looking in one direction? You'll see things you can't even see. Dogs can talk. They're like, hey, it's right there. You don't see it. It's right there. It's staring at you. It's right there. There you go. And if he takes off and he runs, you better run with him. Run with him and you better pray. Pray hard. Pray that the Lord is with you. I have this show called Ghost Hunters. You know there's no such thing as ghosts, right? I have this conversation all the time. There is such thing as ghosts. No. Where are the ghosts coming from? Where are they really coming from? How's there ghosts? There's only two beings on the earth. There's God and the devil. God made man. The devil didn't make anything at all, period. What the devil makes is chaos and destruction, that's it. So that means that the soul belongs to God. It's his. He made it. So if when you die, if it goes back to him and he has a soul and the body goes back to the earth from which it came from, then who's walking around in your house? You got a demon in there. That's what you got. Because it says that the devil can take the form of an angel and even fool the very elect. That's why you got to read your Bible, people. Read your Bible. People don't want to read the Bible because the Bible's too long. You got to read that book. Because you know who knows that book better than you right now? The devil. Yep, he knows the book. Remember, it's a fallen angel. He knows the book. And if he knows the book, then you should definitely know the book. That is your protection at the end of the day, is that Holy Bible. I asked my mom, I said, well, I got to read the whole Bible. The Bible's long. It was a long book. I got to read the whole Bible. I said, the devil knows it. You don't. And I was like, yeah, that's a good point. That's definitely a good point. It took me about a year. About a year to learn the Bible. But if you're going to read the Bible, don't read it for the sake of just reading it because you have to do it. Then it's no point. Read it because you want to do it. I read it because I want to know more about God. I understand so much more about this world. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's definitely open your eyes to see things much, much better. Yeah. We're not trying to put on a perfect coat. We're just trying to make this thing as bright as possible because, again, the paint I got to go underneath of it has to be the same color as that over there. You know how many times I had to paint that to get to that color? It was a pain in the neck. You have no idea. So this will just make it either. This time I'll just prime it with something, and it basically will be easier to paint over. Yeah. Now, as for Mr. Williams, did we take any joy in what he's about to go through? No. It's a shame. It's a shame. And Williams needs to find God. He has to find God. Jamie's going to need God. He's definitely going to need God. Because, again, it's going to come up. How do we know Williams? We know Williams, because I told the cops asked me, how do we know Williams? We know Williams through Jamie. That's how we know. Because Jamie basically told him all these things about us, and he got Williams to attack us. So Jamie is going to get the bulk of that punishment because he was the one that initiated the rumor. Unfortunately for him, Jamie has a control number on him. And that's where things are going to get really bad because, again, I told you, they're not shipping them back to their own country. They're sending them to third world countries right now for slave labor. There was a whole family one time. They got them back. There was a whole family sent over to another country. They had nothing to do with this guy. Didn't even speak the language. How does that even work? And you want to send me back, at least send me back where I belong at the end of the day. Don't freaking send me someplace else I don't know at the end of the day. That's kind of jacked up. You know, they treat them like cattle. They zip tie them. They line them up. They treat them like cattle. The only thing they did at the end of the day, now I can see if there's ones that basically broke the law at the end of the day, then what you do is you send them back to their own country where they can basically do whatever they have to do or basically prosecute them here. That's it. They broke laws in the United States soil. Other than that, they didn't do anything wrong by just not having paperwork. I don't think deportation is the word for it. It shouldn't be. They should have a right to get citizenship. Isn't this supposed to be America, by the way? I get confused on that one. So what would have happened if the Irish and the Italians came over and Trump was in office? Would they have gone through the same thing? I mean, they came over here to get a better life, but they had to go through the same crap at the end of the day. And another thing, too, why is he only deporting Mexicans? Is he have a hatred for the Mexicans at the end of the day? Or basically, they're going to go in and we're going to be the rest of us. But no, that's not going to happen. I'll tell you why. He's got problems. He's got problems. That S-team is not going away. He got problems, people. Do you have any idea the mess he's in right now? That is a few things in life you want to be associated with. That is not the one you want to be associated with. No one will agree with you with this one. It won't. And it's bad. They found that letter. Did you see that letter that he wrote? Oh my goodness. I'll tell you right now, eating Mackers at the end of the day, you can't be feeling good about this one. You just found out you're the guy you told at the end of the day, you said he was the best president doing a fantastic job. Remember, you guys are out there talking now. You're out there talking. You were talking. Now, how do you feel right now? A little sick to your stomach, don't you? Yep. First things first, let me explain something to you. If you're best friends with a Nazi, that makes you a Nazi. Why would you want to be best friends with a Nazi? You know what they represent at the end of the day. That's something going to tarnish your reputation at the end of the day. It can destroy your life. If a person is a pedophile and you've been friends with them for like over 10 years, don't you think some of this stuff would have come up in the process? There you go. Yeah. You know his own son is asking for the files? His own son, yeah. The vice president is now asking for the files. Everyone's asking for those files, everybody. Some of the even top MAG supporters are asking for, Joe Rogan is asking for the files. Everybody wants the files. And even his most loyalist fan base are now burning their hats. There are viral videos of them setting their hats on fire, setting their hats on fire, burning everything. It has anything to do with him. Let me tell you something. When somebody fights this hard, remember the whole tax incident, or his taxes, he fought so hard about the taxes and all that stuff like that. Yeah, when somebody fights this hard, that means something they're hiding. No one fights this hard when they have nothing. When you have nothing to hide, you're going to show it because you don't care, because you have nothing to hide. But when you got something to hide, you're going to go through everything you possibly can to make sure it doesn't get out. And the more he tries to hide this thing, the worse it gets. Now he got this whole medical thing popped up out of nowhere. Because he thinks at the end of the day, people are just going to basically, home in on his medical condition. Home in on his medical condition and forget about the whole S-team thing. No. I read the comments in that one at the end of the day. Somebody said, okay, who cares? Whatever. Files. Bring up the files. You're not going to be able to persuade them. They want them files. And then you got big top MAGA supporters that are now up there on stage in their podcast requesting. One guy said he's never going to give this up. So, now keep in mind, he says some very important people at the end of the day, but come on. Really? Seriously? In that situation, it's every man for himself. It's like watching people fight on lifeboats for the Titanic. It's every man for himself. Do you mean to tell me you take a bunch of those rich jokers, you stick them on a boat, and that boat cracks in half? You think it'll be all here, take the boat, my friend. You take it first. You take it first. No, they're going to kill each other to get those boats at the end of the day. Because they got all that money, and they don't want to die and leave all that money behind. So, no, it's not about protecting other people. There's other people on that list. Now, do I sit there and take the side of Democrats? I don't take the side of anybody at the end of the day. Because all people are crooked. That's what I see, and they're all crooked. I don't look at the Democrats and say, well, the Democrats are no worse than the Republicans. Republicans are horrible. They are. But still, it's Washington, D.C. It's all the same to me. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. I don't sit there and say, oh, well, Republicans sitting there. No. Democrats, no, they're all crooked. The way I see it. But I'm going to tell you something. Those people that want to vote for Congressman Harrison because she's a woman, how you feeling about that now? Gee whiz. Hey, we haven't even fit in the whole 4 years yet. And this is what's happening in this short amount of time? No, do I believe Trump is going to be in office for that? No, that's not going to happen. No. The files aren't going away. They're just not going to go away. And the thing about it is, it'd be different if half of his base was supporting him, but they're not. They're against him. So there's a rift between the middle. This is not going anywhere. So again, this is going to lead to a few things. It's going to lead to somebody getting impeached at the end of the day, or somebody stepping down and resigning. But remember, he's got these criminal charges and stuff, in which basically they can't really get him on because he's president. And if he steps down from there, then, everything's shark-infested water he's about to dive into. I don't know. But what happened was when most of his fan base wanted to see these files. Says, oh, they wanted to see the files because you made the promise. You made the promise to see the files. So you want to see the files. Only fair. You made the promise to them, and now you're going to tell them no. So yeah, they want to see them. It's only fair. You gave them a promise, and you break the promise. No, they want the files. So because the majority of his fan base wants these files, he said on his account, he sat there and called them a bunch of idiots. Those people who sat there and voted for him, and those people who basically poured out their heart about how much a wonderful president, he called you idiots. Yep, he called you idiots, and he said that you believe in a hoax. How does a hoax work at the end of the day? So someone would have to make it all up. That means if they made it all up, that means that that woman, she wouldn't be in jail because it'd be a hoax. And that would mean at the end of the day that he would never know him. At the end of the day, would never have any pictures of them hanging around or buddy. No, that wouldn't exist because it'd be a hoax. It wouldn't be real. Unfortunately, there is a lot of pictures of that. So it means it happened, right? So it couldn't have been a hoax. All right then, well, there is what it is. But here's the thing. Whatever's in the dark comes out in the light. And the more you try to hide it, the more it's going to come out. I couldn't believe I seen his son up there. His son is asking. Yep. So he's got something to hide. Somehow, something's going to leak. I guarantee you. It always does. It's going to leak. And they're choosing to take some. They said, we'll take some of them out. No. I want to see all of them. I want to see the whole list, the whole shebang. I want to see flight records. I want to see everything. The whole 9 yards. And yes, protect the victims at the end of the day. Protect them. But I think it's only right. Come on, man. What kind of justice system we have where people can do stuff like this and the victim's face at the end of the day is just swept under the rug? It means there's no justice here at all, period. That's the case. No one's above the law. We all got to answer for it. I go rob a bank, I'm going to jail. I do half the stuff he did, I'm going to jail. If I do any of the stuff I did, I'm going to jail. I'll tell you one thing, this is going to go down, he's going to be in history books for this. It's going to be in history books, I guarantee you. You know what's going to be in history book? All you maggers that voted for that nonsense. Because you voted it in. Farmers got up there and voted for Trump. And then he got rid of all the immigrants. Now you got no one to pick your tomatoes or anything, and your farmers are not, you're going broke. And no one picked anything. Their fruit's going bad. It's going rotten. It's going to drive produce through the roof. It is. But you got no one to pick it. So no one wants to do it. No one's else going to do that. No one's going to do that. You needed those workers at the end of the day, and you let them go. And guess what? Now they're about to go bankrupt. Their farms are going under. Mind you, a lot of these farmers borrow a lot of money from the bank. Get machine, equipment, parts, stuff like that, cattle, whatever. They still owe on this. The bank's going to foreclose on their properties. But, you know, you voted for Trump, and you wanted the immigrants out of there. And you know the jacked thing about it for these farmers? You know, you thought the black man was going to come in and basically do that? So you thought at the end of the day that African American people were going to come in there and pick your freaking crops at the end of the day? That's what you thought? Yeah, okay. Yeah, people that showed up every day, that picked your crops, and you didn't respect them. That's what you did. Some of them were respected, some didn't weren't respected. But they came there every day and picked your crops. Now you see how valuable they are. Now you're about to lose your entire business. Your business is about to implode and just crash all in. And you're about to become homeless. But remember, you voted for Trump, remember? Yes, you did. Truckers for Trump. Yeah, you supported Trump, right? The tariffs at the end of the day, yeah, they hurt your payload at the end of the day. Because if prices are too high, you don't make any money. You know, the object is to buy it low and sell it high. You want the other way around. So that's going to affect on how much you get paid because everything costs more money now. It's more expensive. That hurts your income. And if companies can't afford to be able to pay their truckers, and there's not much, then they're going to start laying you guys off one by one. But you supported it, remember? He said he had your back. And you didn't learn anything from the last one, and he lies a lot. I get done with it. I'm about to watch some more of this craziness. Like I said, I really don't get into this stuff, but man, I'm telling you, watching him squirm over these testing files, man, I'm enjoying it. Then you got Musk over there trying to act like he's on our side. No. Musk is not on our side. Musk is on his side. Musk is mad at him at the end of the day because he's not getting the support or backing he wanted from Trump, and he's not getting it at all, period. They're having their little argument back and forth. Musk was always for Musk. He was never for the people. That's why he came in and acted like a jerk. Did all that stuff. Don't forget that nonsense. And keep that protest going on in cars. And they don't act like he's for the people. He's for the people. Never was for the people. They're for themselves. I can tell you one thing. When I die off this earth, I can say I lived through this bull crap. I lived through this bull crap at the end of the day, and I lived through freaking COVID. The Speaker of the House even said he wanted to see the files. It's sitting on my desk as we speak. Okay. Just lie. Boy, wouldn't it be interesting? Everybody had Pinocchio syndrome. If people lie, their notes just grow out. There are 5 super Earths. Galaxy light years away. We can't visit them. They're too far away. But Trump's nose could pierce one of them easily. You can easily pierce one. Easily pierce one. Trump reminds me of Ebenezer Scrooge. Do you remember when his friend was telling him about the chains and how they make them? On each link basically represents something that you did bad in life. And they said that Ebenezer's was so long they could wrap the earth. Can you imagine Trump's at the end of the day? Trump could go to the far end of the solar system and come back probably twice. And for some people saying, oh, he's a bad person. He's always a bad person. No, he wasn't. Could have been always a bad person. It's impossible. This dude was an evil child. He was born with 666 on the back of the head, which he wasn't. His dad messed him up. Because it had to come from somewhere. Something made him that way. I'm pretty sure it wasn't born that way. What child is born that way? Unless you got an evil child in there. That's your child in there. That child's born that way. Other than that, no. They made him that way. I'm not saying feel sorry for the guy, no. But he was made that way. You hear his sister talk about him. He was made that way. Adolf Hitler didn't start off being an evil child. He was made that way. They're made that way. Jacked up parents make people that way. You beat your kids, you give them no love, you neglect them, curse at them, belittle them, beat them down, they turn into monsters. Yep. Just imagine what he would have been like if he was treated differently. I'm not saying have sympathy for him, no, because he did some jacked up stuff. When you get older, you got to pay for what you've done. That's all to it. Well, I liked it better when he wasn't in politics. But then again, like I said, now you know more than you need to know. I know more than I need to know ever. Remember when you saw him at Home Alone for the first time? Like, oh, crap, Trump was in Home Alone. That's freaking crazy. Got a little small cameo in there. You didn't even remove him out of that, right? Took him out of that. Now you know the stuff you know now. You're like, oh my goodness, this is so jacked up. Yeah, well, thank goodness for VRs. Because when I don't want to be bothered with this one anymore, I can go someplace else. Drop on my VRs and disappear. Go to the bottom of the ocean and disappear. Never come back and disappear. Got a nice bone white. Well, not bone white, you know what I mean, but it is a color that's a little better the lighter colors, which I'm glad about that. Definitely have to come here with a whatchamacallit, a brush for this part, because this has got a lot of, I gotta glue it down better too. So, guess I'll tell you what it is. So my computers over there have this weird kind of light show to them in the back. Some come farther, some go back, gives it like a little depth to it. We're actually building a box that does that. So all the little corners and crevices, gonna be all jet black. It's gonna have a light system, a trace system that goes all through them, and you'll be able to see right through the screen and see this amazing display on the other end. I haven't figured out what kind of objects I'm gonna put inside, like what kind of statues, but I guess I'll get there. I want to do retro. I've been trying to do retro for a while. I get a giant Pac-Man hidden there with some ghosts chasing him, some power pellets would be pretty cool. So that's why it's boxed in this way. It's like building an infinity mirror in your PC. And the front's going to have the new gaming front and rear technology, but this is going to be designed for only front projection. That's why we had to make it like a little box area, because we're going to put a whole arcade world in there. And we got to put the screen with Velcro so we can take it off and get access to that little world inside. Amazing, I got no paint on me, but the night is young. That's what we're building. Might build a series of these things. And I'll operate on a 300 lumen projector, and that's it. Lightweight. Are you really gonna make? Somebody, can you really gonna make the things that go in Pennsylvania? I don't even know myself, to tell you the truth. Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't thought any of this through properly. I didn't expect for it to happen this fast. I'm just taking it as it goes along. That's it. I don't know what kind of shipping is going to take to ship these things through, and how much money that's going to cost at the end of the day. Can I get a break on shipping? Do we have a license to get all that? I got to figure all that stuff out. I don't even know. The only screens I know I can ship is literally those over there. 24 by 36. We know how much money it costs to ship with them. But the rest of it we don't. So I have to buy screens, go up to the post office, figure out how much money it's going to cost to ship it over, and all that stuff like that. Got to do research on it. So I don't know. Got that special packaging form and all that, because you can't put it in there. Somebody will drop something and shatter one of those suckers. Can't have that. And just basically just listen what God tells me to do and just play it by ear. That's all I can do. All I can do. I got friends of mine want to order the screens. So I don't know. Put it in God's hands. He'll figure it out. That's what he does. And that's really what I should have just did. I say, give it to God, let him do it. And somebody's saying, well, he does it that way because we're paid. We're contracted. We're locked in already. We're done, man. I mean, we're done. They came in. The guy came in himself and saw the technology. So, you know, the stuff we're engineering is to put Allentown on the map. So we're literally investing our technology back in Allentown. They're investing in us, we're putting it back into them. Yeah, so we're locked in for everything. Everything we design utilizes. I mean, you got a screen that operates outside, you know, that helps a lot. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's a lot of stuff we can do with it. You know. I really want to get into working with the interactive technology. That's what I want to play around with, see what we can do with that stuff like the other day. Taco, you should be the guinea pig for the floor. See if you can basically toy around with that thing a little bit. And that's funny, we're building this whole entire thing for a projection screen. Did you know that, for the gamer screens? This is why this is being built. Because I had to figure a way I'm going to show it off. I got one over there for this screen to show it off. But I was figuring we're going to do the gamer one. We need a screen for that. And then someone said, hey, why don't you just build this whole entire crazy setup. We're going to have lights inside the screen. What better way to show it off? And there we go. This is where we're at right now. So we literally built all this for a which I'm taking this with me because I like this one. It's a nice little setup. We're not crumbling this one. I like this one. The other one's still there. The fire ice piece is over there. And the top of it's big enough for basically if I want to put a little PC up there, most likely I'm just going to go to a Dell 97 and just convert it to a single cooling system with it. Oh, I saw one that had a 49, was it 49 something? It was a, what was a 49? It was a 49 something 90 or something like that. I can't think of it off the bat what it was. No, it wasn't a 49. We had the i7. So that wasn't a 49. No, whatever, which one it was. But anyway, had a great CPU with it. We can use it. This is for VR applications, and it came with 32 gigs of RAM, which is kind of nice to have. So I may put a PC into this thing. I'm going to have it sitting on the top, and I need it to be small, single fan system. We don't need anything huge and massive for this. And then I'm going to build another one that allows me to go in and change the scenery. Like we're going to change it, put Halloween decorations in the back and put it against the glass, and Christmas decorations so I can change out like a storefront window. So I guess these are going to be models for, I guess, storefront windows. It's funny, when I look at my screens, or what we're trying to do with them, I don't see the man with the money buying it. I see the everyday kid that pretty much works at McDonald's. That's what I see. I don't see the guy who has the money. I see the guy basically at the end of the day that can't afford the high-end stuff. That's what I see. That's what keeps me grounded. So if a part of me gets to the point like we can get a ton of money for this, but then I think about the end of the day. I think about the one guy at the end of the day that can't afford the expensive projector or the nice setup at the end of the day, that he has to go with the bare minimum. That's what I think about. Because I used to hate that. Going to see that Tabishi Super 2 40-inch with the JBL speakers on the side, and I used to walk through the Strawbridge and Clover just to look at it every single day. One day I was going to have a 40-inch tube one day. One day I was going to have it. It's a very expensive TV, by the way. I wanted it so badly. And the only TV I could afford, the biggest I can get, was 27 inches. That was it, with a 27-inch RCA. I had one of them with my Nintendo system. And man, that was about as big as I was going to get, ever. So I got into this field, and I got giant screens now. And I don't pay a lot for my projectors to do it. So I know what that feels like, to want to have something really, really nice, but you can't have it because your pockets aren't deep enough. All you can just do is just sit there and just think about, like, one day I'll get it, you know what I mean? You know, you want to get it on your tax return, but you know, your tax return pop up, there's so much stuff you got to buy, you got to do it at the end of the day. You never get around to basically getting that at the end of the day because you got responsibilities, you got things you got to do. It's always something you got to pay for, something you got to take care of. You never get around to getting what you really want. Who doesn't want to have a high-end theater system, set up a big movie screen, go and sit and eat popcorn with your family and friends? Everybody does. It's expensive. Projectors are expensive. And once in a while I meet that customer who tells me what they're going to spend for their projector. I'm like, what the frick are you spending all that money for? We don't need to spend that money at the end of the day. And the things at the end of the day, the screen we had downstairs, I got to do it downstairs and downstairs, by the way. The screen we had downstairs, I thought it was a 4K setup. I was like, oh, heck no. That projector's under 600 by 800. It's only at 400. It's crazy low. But anyway, yeah. So, yep. I want my fish tank. I'm going to build me a fish tank. But anyway, as I said before, it makes it cheap so everybody can afford it. That's the everyday Joe. And he doesn't make a lot of money. And he makes just enough. So you can't have the big luxury setup because his pockets are not deep enough. And I'm actually on a forum site for luxury setups. Very expensive setups. High-end expensive projectors, all that stuff. And then they're talking about their beautiful JVCs, the monster projectors, and about how amazing their ambient rejection technology on their screen. Yeah, I did shatter their bubble. I showed that technology outside, and that was the end of that right there. I knew it cost a lot of money. I was like, oh, it costs a lot of money. We're cheap. As a matter of fact, we're about to bring down the price of our paints too, because I need my paints to be lower. I need everything to be affordable. I'm going to meet with these people next week. I need for everything to be affordable. That's what we're going for. Everything affordable. Screen can be built in Pennsylvania? Probably not. Knowing me at the end of the day, that's virtually impossible. It's not going to happen. I got investors at the end of the day. You know, I said that to them. They'd be in the news like, what the frick do you mean it's going to be available in Pennsylvania? We need that thing to be worldwide. Like, I'm not looking forward to that. To tell you honestly, I'm really not. But anyway, I could use their money. So, you know, hey, do we need their money? No, but I could still use it. Can't turn down free money, good money. At the end of the day, I'd be crazy to do so. But I do want to make it affordable. Super affordable. All right, pretty soon we'll be done our box system setup The ultimate arcade system with screen attached to it. You know what? I'm not doing the PC. I'm going to do a RetroPie. I need a RetroPie. Desperately, badly need a RetroPie. I must figure out some way to install a RetroPie on here. Oh, yeah. You know what? It'd be cool. We can cut out either one of these windows in here, stick the RetroPie in here with a fan system at the bottom of it, make it light up inside. That'd be sick. Put a little plastic across the top of it. Plastic. It'd be sick. Definitely. What do you think, Taco? Taco's deep in his yoga. Toes in the air. There we go. What time we got? I want to get outside for a little bit. I was outside earlier today in 8 different locations to do that video. I had to go on video, do 10 minutes of it, shoot to the sky, to the ground, go to the next one, like 8 different locations to do it. I want to go outside and play with that screen at nighttime. That's what I want to do with the lights come off with it. I want to play around with that for a little bit. Alright, I'm going to let this fly up. If you ever want to do a Pac-Man, make it look like he's going after power pellets, and it works for that, get yourself some clear pipe cleaners, and get yourself some of those ping pong balls that you use for basically playing that ping pong beer game. And all you have to do is just paint them with a high fluorescent glow-in-the-dark paint, and just push that little clear tubing through each one of them, and that's how you make the pellets look live. Since they bend, you can wrap them around anywhere you want, stick the ghost in front or in the back of them, and have Pac-Man behind the back. It's a cool way to design your own Pac-Man display. I'm a big fan of arts and crafts, as you notice. Ugh. Okay, people. Well, I'm gotta go. I wonder what time it is, because I'm probably gonna have to be outside. Chances are one of my gamer friends contact me and say, "Hey, what the frick are you gaming tonight?" Oh, it's only $2.49. Jeez. Alright, so damn me. Alright, whatever. Yeah, I'm thinking like that was up like 6 o'clock in the freaking morning. Boy, time is really moving slow. It's only 2 something. You ever have that day when you think it's really, really late? Like you think it's 6 o'clock and you look at the time like it's 2 something. What the freak? I'm thinking at the end of the day, we can like go outside and do some demonstrations tonight on the screen. I'm going to do some techno demonstrations on it. Paint on my hands. I'm going to take that screen out there and do some techno design. We got to build a techno screen, by the way. It has the fabric on it. It's not going to have the screen, it's the fabric, because that's what we're using for discos. Anyone into DJing at the end of the day, we got a sick freaking screen for you to bring your special effects, visual mapping effects, whatever you want to do at the end of the day, to life. It's going to make it look absolutely madness, man. And it's acoustic. Of course, the material has to be acoustic because it needs speakers behind the back of it. And it's going to have, I can't tell you that part. Can't tell you that part, just too much information. Yesterday, had a great game. And a great game in World War Z. Oh man, we had a good game. I met these people in there. Boy, they were good. They were good. Usually people are jerks with them. These people were good, man. Excellent cover fire. It was beautiful. I had to send my friend. I'm rare I send people friend requests. Extremely rare. Ever since my favorite, I had to be friends with these people. They were good. My friend was like, yeah, they was really good. They were good. We had to do with the one where you had to do the boat in New York City. We had 2 people. One person was on, actually 2 people were operating the winch, and me and the other guy were doing suppressive fire. Oh man, I had so much fun with those guys at the end of the day, man. So I would go up, he would have suppressive fire for me, and I'd go up and hit the switches so they would rain down with the gunship, and then I'd have suppressive fire for him. Then I had to go back and get him and pick him up. He had to go pick me up. It was like a back and forth thing. It was crazy. I had so much fun at the end of the day. Oh my goodness, we barely made it off that level too. Barely made it off that level. Barely. barely made it off that level. It was crazy. It was, that's the best I've ever had. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. I do like World War Z better than Back for Blood. I definitely love it. Definitely love World War Z. That's one of my favorite games to play. That's my favorite. I can play that over and over again. They always refresh with new DLCs and stuff like that. So we're gonna be going back on there today. She gets off, and they already texted me already that they'll be on. So yeah. So this is gonna be fun. I love zombie games. I love zombie games. I definitely want to check out that Call of Duty. Call of Duty has crazy. I think Call of Duty 6, the zombie game they have in there. I didn't like the other ones they had on Call of Duty. The one you were trapped in that room and you had to keep putting pieces of wood up. I hated that. I wanted something I could explore and go out and fight. And they actually got a good zombie game too. So I'm going to get that for me and my friend. We want to check that out. We're going to start getting into Call of Duty zombie games. Because now they make them more, you got more free roam. That's what I like about them now. Dead Rising, super disappointing. The game was good. It was. I liked it. But the ending, what the freak? Seriously? Why? I hate that. I hate that when they make a game that's so amazing and then they'll jack it up in the end. They'll make it like super crazy hard. That makes it virtually impossible for you to get to the game. Like you literally are sitting in this little tiny square. You got zombies spawning all around you. These big massive zombies, these big boss mode zombies all around you. And you got fire shooting up in every little square inch of the corner. There's no place to go. No place to go. I got so ticked off over that game, man. There's no place to go. At least make the game fun. Like World War Z, it's fun. It's a good game. It's a good game. It's a little tough in some areas, but still, it's a good game. It's enjoyable. If I got to play a game where I literally got to work for it, I mean, work, like I'm actually punching the time, I'm not going to work my time. I can't have fun with that. I didn't like Dead Rising. I didn't like the one that gave you the timer. I hated the timer. Because, you know, you never really got a chance to explore, have any fun with it. That timer was going off in the background, and you had to be back to administrate medicine to your daughter. I hated that game. But then they made the one without the timer, which was much better. Because I got a chance to explore the shops and stuff. What I like about Dead Rising, man, you can come back dressed in different clothing and use all types of weapons and build this and build that. That's what I liked about Dead Rising. But I didn't like the timer. So I think the one they did, one of them didn't have the timer on it. Left 4 Dead, all-time classic favorite. Which I found interesting about Left 4 Dead is that the fact that those 4 people had to count on each other to survive, but when it got to the grand finale, it was everyone for themselves. You know, you had to get to the chopper. You had to run across the bridge. Oh man, like you wouldn't even think about nobody but yourself. Jump on the chopper and you blow the whole bridge up. No, not the bridge you blow up. You have the airstrike, which is crazy about that game too, because you know you meet survivors along the way, and you meet the survivor. The guy was in the gun store. Gives you access to the gun store, and he fires the rocket launcher that blows up he put a roadblock up there. But all those people that stayed behind died because remember they bombed the city. So all those survivors you found along the way that were punkered in and weren't going anywhere, they died. Because remember, they bombed the entire city. Which was crazy. But I think that the Back 4 Blood was good. It's good, but they should have kept the witches. The witches were so creepy, man. They were the best part of the game. Ain't nothing worse than going through a cornfield and hearing a crying witch in the background, which you don't know where it's at. I think that was freaking amazing. But they got rid of the witches. I don't know why. And then the crazy thing I liked about Back 4 Blood, or actually Left 4 Dead, if you go in the safe room, they write stuff on the wall. They write some jacked up stuff on the walls. Survivors go mad. They write some crazy stuff on the wall. Talks about some female. One of the houses up in the swamp area. It talks about one of the women that turned into a witch. You know, that she's out there crying in the field. And like, oh crap, there's a witch in the field. And you get out there in the cornfield, there's literally a witch in the field. Then you got the tanks. All of them, man. Freaking love that game. So I played was that and mostly Unreal Tournament, Gears of War, Halo. Wasn't good at Halo when it came to like the blue versus red. I wasn't good in that at all, period. That wasn't my thing. Some of you were downright amazing in that game, but I wasn't good at it. I could finish the games and stuff like that. I finished all the different versions of Halo. But when it got down doing those death matches they had, man, I couldn't hang with them. They were too good. These people were really good. My game was Unreal Tournament. My game. I played every version of Unreal Tournament when it came out. That's mine. They had a game similar like it, just like it on PC. Just like it. Man, my kill streak was beautiful in that game. It was beautiful. I killed people. Every time I won, I always won. Always won. Always won. It was a really good game. And for some reason, it would cause my heart rate to shoot through the roof. I ended up in the hospital that game. I went to the hospital over it. Heart rate wouldn't stop. It was just going up. And when I finally got to the hospital, they got it to calm down. I'm like, well, not going near that game anymore. And that sucked. So I finally found the one game that was just like the Unreal Tournament. There was people on the server, a lot of people on the server. I had to give it up. But hey, that's life. You know what I mean? That was my game. When I first got it, I sucked at it. I couldn't win a match for Jack. And I don't know what happened. Somewhere it just clicked. And next you know, I've learned to master the game. I won every single match. 20 frags a minute. That's what my kill count was. Now I met a few people that could beat me. Actually, met a few people could beat me because I would have my speech before I would start the game. I would say, your God Maker 999 declares himself the winner of this match. Prove me wrong. Because it just got to the point I was murdering people so fast. And you got people like that in Call of Duty. They pretty much wipe people out so fast that people think at the end of the day they're cheating. They're not cheating, they're just freaking good, that's all. I know you people out at the end of the day who do Call of Duty and you can hit somebody with a freaking axe like halfway here and there because you're good at it. But some people, they'll blame you and say, oh, they're cheating. I got basically banned for cheating multiple times in Unreal Tournament because there's no way my kill count could literally be that high. But you didn't know how to use your weapon system correctly. Because people just go in there and they just shoot all over the place. There's basically a weapon system that you basically learn how to utilize all your weapons to the best of their ability. Like small little corridors that you're in, I would bait you the entire time. So you would see me run past you, I'm baiting you the entire time. So if I run up the stairs, of course you're going to run up the stairs. I'm going to turn around, squeeze the trigger and hold it and drop a bunch of grenades down the stairs and take you up. Or if I see you down the corridor, I'm going to fire a rocket here, knowing you're going to go here and drop grenades down the stairs. Well, my personal favorite was that plasma gun. I fire a huge group of bio behind you, and then boom, with that plasma cannon, that blast and push you into it and watch your body explode. And that weapon system, you know how to use your weapons correctly. That's what the problem was. And then you got people, when they shoot at people, they shoot exactly at people. No, you shoot where you know they're going to land. Like if I fire rockets, I'm not firing them at you, I'm firing them at the ground because I know it's going to take a lot of damage out of you. There ain't nothing left of your armor by the time I get up on top of you. Now, my personal favorite was to jump off the ledge while everybody's fighting, make it rain grenades, pull out the stinger, and just shred everybody in between. And if you found that nuke, it's man, you know what I'm talking about, the nuke. You find the nuke, every game has that nuke. The nuke, when you fire, sometimes they had it, we can actually watch people run around the board while you direct it around. But man, when that thing went off, you see everybody's name pop up, they got killed by the nuke. Whew, man. That was a fun game. I love that game so much. That and Quake. I was a big fan of Quake. Huge fan of Quake. Haste, more damage, godlike. And Unreal Tournament 3 was the last one I played. Or was it 4, I think it was. They had the bomb and run. I love the freaking bomb and run. It was like football, but you had a bomb. And the bomb, basically, if you didn't pass it off or put it where it was supposed to be at, it would explode. So if your detonator was all the way up here to defuse your bomb, you had to get it to A to B without blowing up. Which I like that one. Team Deathmatch, which is another one I like. We had Team Deathmatch with vehicles, which I like that too. On top of that, was pretty cool. They bought out. But I did like bomb and run. Or my favorite, capture the flag. The team has got red team has got your flag. Blue team has got your flag. I used to love that too. You know what's embarrassing? Carrying someone's flag and taking out their squad at the same time while you're carrying the flag around. Yep. Get that infinity health, then extra shields, the boots that make you jump, the gravity boots make you jump from A to B, or get that berserker, you're done. If somebody comes with the berserker on their shield up, man, yeah, they walk in, might just splatter from it. Yep. Red team has got your flag. I had to bring on to the tournament back in. I'm sure. I had a team on Gears of War called the Misfits. There was everybody on my team that nobody wanted to play with. So the girl was on there, she was about 12. She was an amazing sniper. Extremely good. But nobody wanted to play with her because, you know, you hear her voice like, oh man, another jerk at the end of the day. You do screaming kids that be on your account. You know, when you play with kids and then get on your nerves. She was actually pretty good. And when she got in the game, man, we barely had to do anything. I could literally sit in the middle of the game. You wouldn't be there do anything. She'd take your head off. Boop, 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 boop. She was really good with that, with sniper rounds. And, well, anyway, so what happened was we got in Gears of War, and everybody had on my team what people didn't want. And they were actually really good. They were really good. Just people never gave them a chance to play. But this girl at the end of the day, man, you couldn't even come on the game without getting your head taken off. She was really, really good at a sniper gun. So anyway, long story short, there were people trying to buy her off my clan for Xbox Live points. So you're offering her like Xbox Live points, or they give her like, I'll give you 2 years subscription, whatever. And she said no, because when I wanted to play, you didn't want to play with me now. So she said on my team. Man, we reigned supreme in that game, man. We reigned supreme in that game. I could literally sit out there and all that gunfire and not get hit. She was that good. Man, we had a lot of fun in that game. Co-op mode in Gears of War was freaking epic. If you had a PlayStation, you missed out. Because Gears of War was epic. Come on, man. Everybody know the storyline behind Gears of War was freaking a tearjerker at the end of the day. Don found his wife, and she was pretty much, she was dead, she was dying, and she died in his arms. Come on, man. You're going to tell me you didn't cry in that episode? Everybody was quiet in that entire room. Nobody made a sound. Man, those are the good games back in the day, man. Then at the end, they gave you that speech at the end of the day to tell them, we're going to take the war to them. And you just play extra hard, you know what I mean? You had that whole thing where you felt like you were doing your part. Man, we had a ball playing the game. But the co-op was funny. I like playing the co-op. I had a friend of mine. I played with her all the time. She's one of my co-op buddies. As a matter of fact, the only people I actually do co-op with are all women. I game with majority, all women. And see, people sit there and say, oh, women can't be game. Please. I had a clan that was all women. They would kick the crap out of you. They were good. I prefer women gamers over guy gamers. I do. Like, if I'm getting a lawyer, my lawyer is all women. You know why? Women work harder at the end of the day. They got more to prove. The guy automatically think he has it already. But a woman will work 10 times harder because she got something to prove. That's worth my time. So, I would definitely hire her in a hot second. And it has nothing to do with that at all, period. She's just good at what she does. I prefer to hire women than men. Now, if a man's qualified for the job, yeah, he gets the job. I mean, right is right. But, you know, the woman's qualified for it, she gets the job. And if the woman at the end of the day, and my workforce in the day, she can get paid the same thing the man can get paid. Why should she get anything less? Because she's a woman? Oh, that's the stereotype right there. That's just stupid. Anybody has a problem with that, you can kick rocks. I don't care. She should get paid just as much as you. And if she does the job better, then she gets paid more than you. We don't do that stereotype nonsense. We don't believe in it. We're not about that. And take your prehistoric thoughts and go someplace else with that nonsense. Women can do the same thing men can do at the end of the day. And they should be treated as equals. And for men to sit there and say they're stronger than women, try pushing out a baby. You can handle that one? They have that thing they stick on your chest, and that's your chest to make you feel like you're having a baby simulator. Boy, a lot of guys would snap on that one. Or they have one, I like the one where they have the machine they attach to you, and they show you how much pain a woman goes through for a period, and guys freaking lose it at 3 and 4. And they're on it like it ain't nothing. I couldn't do that. I'm just glad I was born a guy, because I couldn't do it. But women have a higher threshold than men do. That's why they talk out them jokes on TikTok where the woman just sticks her hand in hot grease and flips over something. You do it, you burn your fingers. Yeah. I like to watch. I watch from time to time on Facebook shows those old black and white movies. They literally had these movies in the 50s and the 40s on how a woman was supposed to act. That's kind of jacked up for people who lived back in that era. Because one was meant to be a man's slave. That's jacked up. That's really jacked up. That is really, really jacked up. You know, the whole thing was about Martha going out and basically watching the kids and cooking and cleaning. And when a man came in, she would take his shoes and get on his afternoon jacket and hand him his pipe at the end of the day. That's a slave. But that's how it was back then. And you weren't really a woman who took care of her husband correctly if you didn't do those things. So the man would work hard and get the job and bring home the money and blah, 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 but the woman wasn't allowed to get a job. The woman's job was to stay home and serve the man. Now, some women still like that at the end of the day. They still are happy with that at the end of the day, but it should be choice if they want to do it or not. Maybe they might want to go to school. Maybe they might want to get a degree. Maybe they might want to start a little business. And men get upset about that. How you can get upset about that? This extra income. That's less time you have to work at the end of the day. Because you're both working at the same time. Some men get threatened if a woman makes more money. Oh, that's kind of sad. That's really pitiful. Can't be my friend from the day. You can't. If you're upset because your wife makes more money than you, that's sad. Now, she rubs it in your face, then yeah, you have the right to be upset. But if she doesn't, and she's good with it, and you're the one that got the profit, and you're the one that got the problem. That's your problem at the end of the day. My wife made more than me. What am I caring about? What do I care? It helps out either way. We work together as a team. But I'm not getting married ever. I like my freedom. I like to be by myself. I do. I really do love my freedom. I have friends that are all married. They're like, oh, you gotta get married. You gotta have kids. No. I am 56 years old. I'm going to spend my time, basically, when the time comes, I'm going to grow me in all this gray, fully growing all this gray, and I'm going to sit out there on the beach and care about nothing. That's what I'm going to do. When I retire, get some raggedy pants on, some beat down flip-flops on, a raggedy shirt. I don't care. And I'm going to sit out there on the beach. I'm just going to care about nothing. That's what I'm going to do. Got no kids, got no wife, got no responsibilities. Just got me and a cat, and that's it. I'm good. And they're like, you don't want to settle down? You want to? No, I'm good. It's not for everybody. It's not meant for everybody. I like to watch YouTube people that chose to be single all their lives. Some people chose to be single. I did try the 5-year span. Didn't like it too much, to tell you the truth. I kind of like being by myself. I kind of realized that when I was in a 5-year relationship. I did work with it and everything, but technically I like to be by myself. And the only thing that why it worked, because she was a workaholic. She was always at work, and I never really saw her that much, so it worked fantastic. Every once in a while, we go out and go do something together. You know, usual stuff you do as couples do at the end of the day. But frankly, I like being by myself. I do. I enjoy being by myself. Some people sit there and go, well, how can one be by itself? Because one has to be comfortable with itself. Now, some people may watch this and go, oh, you're making fun of people out of marriage. No, whatever you choose is what you like, is what you like. I'm not putting you down because you're married. You're married, that's what you like, that's what you like. I got plenty of my friends are all married. Got brothers and sisters have been all married. That's what they like, that's what they like. It's not for me. So when you got single friends at the end of the day, they like being single. They like being by themselves. I like sitting out in the middle of the park and being in my own little bubble, and everybody just leaves me the freak alone. When I go to a restaurant, sit down and eat by myself. I'm happy within my own world. That's it. I'm not sitting there going, oh, I gotta have somebody. No, I'm cool with it. I like it. I do. See all the projects and stuff I work on? How the freak can I be bored? When people say, don't you get bored? See the stuff I build on a daily basis? Like, no. Because right now I could be on the phone talking to some female about this, that, and the other, or I could be building this. And I'd rather be building this. So no, I don't want to get married. I like my life. I got plenty of nice lady friends that if I want to go out and share time with a woman, you know what I mean, go eat something or whatever, chill, I'm good with that. Other than that, good. I like my life the way it is. I like my freedom. I do like my freedom in the day. Now, some people are family guys in the day. They come home, they got the kids all around their legs and stuff. That's sure. I got a friend like that in the day. His kids jump all over him. He's doing this freaking walk across foot. Yeah. Kisses his wife and everything. That's what he likes. That's his world. I'm happy for him. But me in the world, when I come back and I'm at my place, I drop my VRs on, get something to eat or something, chill out. He runs around, does something crazy for a while in the background, and I got my VRs on, sitting at the bottom of the ocean, just chilling. That's what I'm doing. And since all my stuff is off the radar, no one can contact me. So I got no one saying, hey, let's go out and do something. Like, to each his own. That's what it comes down to each his own. But I like to watch these shows where people talk about how they decided in life where they just were meant to be single. That's what they like. Some people going through bad divorces where they had a wife that controlled everything, and maybe a woman had something where the man controlled everything, and they hit that plateau in life that they just don't want to be bothered with anybody. They're happy within their own circle, and that's it. You'll meet people like that from time to time. And you try to date a woman, it's like, nope, I'm good. I just want to stay in my own world, because something pretty much jacked up happening outside that bubble, and now they want to stay in that bubble forever. Don't try to fix up your friends at the end of the day. You want to be left alone. It's going to cause a rift in your friendship at the end of the day. Whew, man. Went over this thing multiple times. It should be good. Yep. I'm good with all that. I'm freaking a godfather multiple times. So, yeah, I got kids that I buy stuff for and all that good stuff. I get the best of both worlds. They go home, and, yeah. Now, some people get mad at me, my friends get mad at me because they are married and have kids, and like, you're missing out on life, and you just, no, buddy, I'm good. Now to figure out what we're going to be building next. I'm going to expand my screen size. Definitely expand the screen size. Definitely be working on that next. Got to get this thing blueprint built up, go around and do with this. I need to be outside roaming around somewhere doing some demonstrations with the techno screen. Oh, that's not the techno screen. You'll see the techno screen when we get done. It's got lights all over the thing. Got speakers in it. But anyway, it's the techno screen we're building next. That's why we cleared out all the screen. This whole wall, we cleared it out. It's going to be all screens just like that. Different one does something different. So when I go out, just grab one with me, take it outside, and do something different. We'll build a little theater techno screen. Yeah. But like I said, each his own. I got a buddy of mine, he could not imagine himself not married. He likes being married. He loves it. You know, it's just something different for everybody. This is my favorite line. When a woman told me this. She said, well, good luck with your life being alone. You're going to die alone. And I'm like, of course I'm going to die alone. You're going with me? I don't know why people say that. You do know you can't. You're not coming with me, right? Like when I take that journey, it'd be just me by myself. So of course I'm going to die alone. Are you doing other people around you? I don't want anybody around me when I'm going to go. Heck no. Just want to poof, be gone, and that's it. No, I'm good. But you're going to go anyway by yourself. I can't go with you. You die alone. You're not. Are you coming with me? Oh, you can't? Are you going to stay behind? Okay, whatever. The reason why I wouldn't be worried about saying goodbye, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to know you when I pass over to the next life. You do know that's what happens in the Bible. Your loved ones, if they go to heaven, don't even know you anymore. You don't even exist to them anymore. You know why? Because when you pass over to the next life and you make it to go to heaven, there's no depression. There's no sadness. You would have sadness and depression knowing that you would look over and see your family suffering. So if there's no sadness and depression in heaven, then they don't know you. They're in a new heavenly celestial body. It knows nothing of the earth that it came from. Not a thing. So my mother in heaven right now doesn't even know anything about me. Nothing at all, period. She can't even see me. Because right now I don't exist. The only way I want to be to see her is I go to heaven. That's the only way. Then she'll know me. But she won't know me now. So, yeah. No point in saying goodbye at the end of the day because I won't know you. That's why it was easy for me to process. Everybody in my family at the end of the day couldn't process my mother's death. But I was able to process it quite easy. It wasn't hard because I took it the Christian way. You know, people got sad and talked about it. And I cried and everything. Of course, it's my mother at the end of the day. But people got sad and they're still sad over right now. And they go back to the grave and they get sad and they go back to the grave and get sad. And I'm like, you know, she ain't there, right? Like, she's not there. Like, what are you going back to the grave for? She's not there. You're going back to an empty vessel. After going back. Empty vessel, she's not there. She doesn't even know you're even there right now. She's in heaven right now. She does not know. She doesn't even know who you are. Only God knows who you are. That's it. Because if God made it so that you could remember your loved ones, imagine the pain you would feel in heaven. Imagine the sadness you would feel in heaven at the end of the day. You look over and you see your family suffering, you'd be in pain, you'd be hurting. But how can it be all happiness in heaven if you could remember your loved ones? You can't. It speaks about in the Bible. That's why you got to read your Bible. Got to read your Bible. Got to read your Bible. It talks about the rich man and the poor man. It talks about how the rich man went, the poor man went to heaven, and the rich man went to purgatory. And the rich man talked about at the end of the day that, you know, could you go back and warn my brothers? And he said, we can't do that. They got to figure it out for themselves. So his brothers don't. He can't see his brothers. He just knows he has brothers that could end up in that situation. He knows that, but they can't warn them. They can't tell them a thing, nothing. They have to pick that path when it comes. So they can't warn you on anything at all, period. Because they don't know you. So that's why it was easier for me to process, because my mother went to heaven. It was a celebration. She took over her celestial body. She's in heaven. It's a happy occasion. She went home. But the rest of them are all sad and depressed over it because they can't let go at the end of the day. They don't understand how death works. That's the problem. People want to still hold on to that past or the past. The person's no longer there anymore. So they consider me at the end of the day to be a little bit like heartless. No, she went home. Why would I be sad about my mother going to heaven, seeing God's face, living with an eternal happiness at the end of the day? She has no more suffering, no more arthritis, no more pain, nothing. She's free. She's free of this world. All the chaos and destruction, working hard every day, you know, all the stuff that mothers and fathers go through, the stress and all that, they don't have it anymore. They have nothing but sheer, pure happiness. Now, why would I be sad about that? And that's the part they don't understand. So they live in misery. And Satan's all about misery. So he'll make you sad, he'll make you depressed, all that. So, yeah. Somebody, a YouTuber, wrote at the bottom, and again, got to be careful about things you say out of your mouth. Extremely dangerous. Said that my mother must be disappointed in me. Well, that'd be virtually impossible because my mother doesn't know me because she's in heaven. So she can't be disappointed, because to be disappointed would be sad, and there's no sadness in heaven. So you spoke the devil's tongue, not God's tongue. If heaven is all happiness and joy and beauty and love, how would she know disappointment? She would have to know my world in order to be disappointed. And she can't see my world because my world doesn't exist, because I'm a sinner on this side and she is basically saved and can serve the Lord 100%, where I can't. I'm in a cursed body. She's not. So she would have no connection to this world. So she can't be disappointed because she doesn't even know who I am. The only way she would know who I am is when I pass over to the next world and I see her face. Then she will know me. So therefore, when you spoke the tongue of the devil. So be careful the very words you speak, because the very words you speak, especially about things you don't understand, can very well put curses in your life. Like when the other fellow made the statement that we were going to be poor out in the street and all that, and it's happening to him right now. He's going through this. Gotta be careful about what you say from your mouth. It's like when I said something about shooting my brother-in-law in the face, it happened to me. I almost got killed. Thank God the Lord basically had mercy on me. I'd have been dead. In fact, if you say the Lord has no mercy, the fact you were able to make that statement with your breath and still be here means that the Lord had mercy on you. Because again, if he really felt at the end of the day he had no mercy on you, that would have been the last breath he took. Now, do I hate you for that? No, I feel sorry for you because you allow the devil to play games with you. And if you give him that opportunity, he's going to continue to play bigger games with you. Like he did it with these gentlemen at the end of the day. He played big games with them, and these games are going to cost them a lot. No, can they get saved in the situation they're in? Anybody can get saved in the situation they're in. Depends on if you take it or not. Sometimes you have to take it before it gets too late. If you don't take it before it gets too late and God decides to call you back, then what are you going to do? How do you explain that one to Jesus? And everything you do is written in the book of life. So everything you do, you're going to pay for. If you're not saved, you're going to pay for it. Right now, your sins, you're accountable for all your sins. When you're baptized, and you're saved by Jesus, you don't have the ability to want to serve the devil. You want to serve God with all your heart. That's what you want to do. Or if you're not saved, that means all your sins that you committed from the first day. Of course, when you're born, you don't have any sin because, again, you're pure. But when the first time you realize and you develop sin, you know sin, that's the day you're judged. So everything you've done, everything, even things you don't remember, it's written in the book of life. When the day comes back, God decides to come back, you'll have to be prosecuted for everything that you have committed that was against God. And punishment for that is eternal damnation in the lake of fire forever. That's where you go. That's where you'll burn forever. People have a hard time accepting forever because we die. That's why. But in this one, you don't die. It talks about the worm that will eat your flesh and not die. If that scares you, I tell you, you should be scared. You should be really scared. That's why when I do something wrong, I fast to pray on it as fast as I possibly can. But like I said, for a period of time, I saw demons. Yep, I saw what speaks to you. You really think you're on this earth by yourself? You have lost your marbles. And people sit there and say, well, they don't know me. They do know you. They know you. They know everything about you. When they speak and they talk to you and they tell you to do evil things, you listen to them. So they know you. I told people the other day that the devil's plan to kill you. Not to be your friend, not to be your buddy, but to try to kill you. The faster he can get you off this planet, get you into his world where you have no salvation, no way to be saved, the better it is for him. In the Bible that was a lion. Goes around lurking. See who he may devour. Devil got Mr. Williams to strip down naked and show off his body through the post office, which now is going to give him a serious amount of time he's going to spend inside. Got him to stalk people, do all that stuff, and steal from God. Probably going back and bragging to the other demons like, what I got him to do. I'm pretty sure the Lord talked to him and told him, and he does, he talks to you, don't do that. But you did it anyway. Right? So now, Mr. Williams is going to be in a situation where he's going to call out to God. If he does. The situation he's going to be in. Hope the Lord hears you. Already heard me. Every time I was up there doing what I wanted to do. The dumbest thing I ever said to a Christian at the end of the day, we were talking about getting to know Jesus. But you got to know God, you got to know God. And I said, I got to know my 40, this is back in the day, my 45-inch TV, or 45-inch TV set for big TV, front projection. That's all I need to get to know at the end of the day. A TV over God's salvation. How stupid was I? A Christian couple. I was up there skating, and they walked up to me and they want to talk about Jesus. I didn't want to hear it. Yeah, believe me, how many times that God has walked up to me and had someone want to preach to me and I didn't want to hear it? And the Lord's warning me at the end of the day, telling me, look, I'm trying to get your attention today. There's something behind you that's watching you. There's something that's watching you every single day. I'm trying to warn you that it's coming for you. And every time he brings somebody my way, I just brush them off. I wouldn't want to talk to them, whatever, you know what I mean? Take that God system. I ain't trying to hear that. Trying to be big, trying to be tough. Didn't realize there was something much worse behind me. It was telling me to do these things, to brush these people away. That's what it was telling me, to brush them away, get rid of them. Brush them away, get rid of them. Can't get him saved. You get saved, we don't get him. Yeah. You understand the whole plot once you get saved. You see the whole plot before you. And what the devil is trying to do. You see it. You see it crystal clear. You see the whole plot. Whole plot. You see it. When you get saved. You realize what he was trying to do. And you realize, man, if that had happened, I wouldn't be here right now having a conversation with you. I'd be dead. Plenty of opportunities almost died. The Lord did not allow it to be. Even when I denied him. Did not allow it to be. So there's a place for me in that book of life. There's a place for me written in the book of life for me to be saved. Do you know that the Lord has a book that he writes who's going to be saved? And when your name is written in that book, you don't even know your name is in that book. So it just blows my mind at the fact that I was in that book the entire time and just didn't know it. It wasn't my time yet to understand all this yet. Everything happens in due time. Yep, but because I was so embittered with the devil, so embittered with him, even at one point possessed by the devil, so embittered with him, that the Lord, when I got saved, allowed me to see what was talking to me. And those 2 months were the most terrifying 2 months of my life. Now, I didn't have to worry about ever being harmed or touched because God protected me against them, but I saw things. And that's why if I get upset or get angry, I give it to God right away. Because I know it's trying to get in. I know it's going to try to get in. And I know what it's going to try to use and try to say to me. These guys, they allow the devil to speak to them. And they allow the devil to pump their brains up, and they might think, oh, you're doing damage to him, you're doing damage to him. The devil knows he's not doing any damage to me. I'm protected by the Lord. But he tells you that to make you believe you're doing damage. I'm telling you, you're not. He's just setting you up for what's about to happen. Now, see, in the church, the devil has less of a chance of trying to carry out his plot of killing you. He needs to put you someplace where basically those numbers go up of him having the chance to kill you. One of the places would be prison. Because in prison, he could easily get rid of you. They play this little game where inmate 1 that will pop in his head and give him, say, hey, see that guy over there? Let's go take food off his plate. The guy walks over to you, takes food off your plate. Because the devil told him to do it. The devil gets nearer and says, well, let me take that off your plate. Let's go over and take that tray and strike him in the throat with it. That'll definitely bring you down, trust me. But yeah. You'll take your tray and you'll strike him in the throat. Now, you strike him in the throat the wrong way, you can basically shatter his windpipe and he could die. So now you got a body on your hands now. That means now you got another murder case on your hands. It's going to be even more time in there for him to keep on playing these games with you. Now, say the person you shattered the windpipe is connected. It's got people in there. And they hear about this nonsense and they go, well, they'll whisper back to him and say, well, you're going to have to kill him now because you can't let him get away with that nonsense. So now they come to get you. And maybe they get you and they kill you. So now he's got 2 people now. He's got the guy he told you to break the windpipe and then turn around, his people killed you. So now he's got 2 of you sitting there screaming your heads off looking at this hideous demon that's looking at you, laughing at you, talking about, got you here. I finally got you here. And you play this game. Tell you, the reason why I couldn't understand, I said, Mom, why is the Lord letting me see these things? He said, because he wants to make sure you never make that mistake ever again. But you need to see your enemy. And I saw my enemy. So you can act big and bad all day long and think you're the tough man. At the end of the day, there's something far worse out there watching you every single day. I'm glad I have the Lord to watch over me and keep me safe from Satan, because I know it's out there watching me. Mr. Williams, you're about to hit a crossroad. Very important one. You're going to have to make your decision right there and then, how you're going to basically live up the rest of your life. Get in the system, I would expect you can, hopefully you get a Bible. Get yourself a Bible. See if they have a church in there. And start taking Bible studies. See if they can get baptism. Get your life together. Because I'm going to tell you something. In that place, which you already know, that your man can lose his life very easy in that place. And the devil's going to come for you. So I'll never forget the day when I was sitting in that cell. And I never forget the time that demon spoke to me. Crystal clear. No one was in it. It was just me, him, and another guy was in there. And he was in there talking to the guy. My mom just came in. She gave me a Bible. She gave me an orange Bible with some gold and red writing, no black in it. And she signed it. She gave it to me. She said, start off from Psalms and read from here. This will strengthen you. This will make you strong. My crossroad already came in. The minute that Bible, I saw the Bible, that's when my crossroads began. And the devil knew it. I never forget that as long as I live. That I remember that that guy in that next cell had this little like little squeaky little voice he had. And he was talking to somebody. But all of a sudden the guy he was talking to just stopped. Like he was frozen. He stopped. And that guy turned around and looked right at me and he spoke in a different voice. It wasn't his. I know it was speaking to me. And it said to me, that Bible won't help you. You might as well throw it away. I knew what it was. It was talking to me. And I clutched that Bible close to my chest and put my head down and looked away from it. And then when the officer came back in, because they walked back in from time to time, he was speaking just like it was Tariq. And the other guy was sitting there talking to him like he just came out of his trance. Yep. I told my mother about that. I said, yeah, I said, they spoke to me. I told her what happened. And she said, yeah, they're angry. They're mad because at the end of the day, you chose God. And they lost you. And they're mad. So the devil will try to use other people to try to bring you down. He will. But mind you, in the process, as I watch these people trying to destroy my life, I know that I'm protected by Jesus and I don't have to worry about that. But I can see what the devil's planning for you. I can see what he's planning already. So he already knows from the door that I follow God. He doesn't have a snowball chance in HE devil hockey sticks. Never getting me back. But he knows he can get you. Can't get him, I'll get this one in trouble so I can get him. So I'm not going to leave empty-handed. This coat, this is going to color well. I'm going to get the brush and get into all these areas I didn't get into. I couldn't reach. Well, that corner a little better over there. Oh, man, it's a little bit of a hard job to do, but hey, if it's not, if it's not worth it, then it's not worth it. I feel it's worth it. I can't wait to set this thing up. I gotta get an airbrushing. I gotta get some airbrushing. I had airbrush for a long time ago. I never did anything with it. People hate it when I say this. What are you doing with God's time? What did you do with God's time today? God allowed you to wake up, see a brand new day. What did you do with it? What did you do with Jesus' time? What did you do with Jesus' time yesterday? Day before that, day before that, day before that. What did you do with it? You sin? Serve the devil? Or did you basically serve God? You want Jesus to know you. You know when Jesus comes to you saying, I don't know who you are. Nobody wants that. If Jesus doesn't know you, that means the devil knows you. And you don't want him knowing you. Because Jesus is the only one that can stop him. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Woo! Just got paint on my pants. Almost. Usually I'm getting something on me. Almost got paint on my pants. And thank you, Jesus, and messed my pants up. I like these. Took my um, cargos. Put some razor slights in them. Got the patches behind the back of them. Got a nice little bleach off blend to them. I love them. I miss my jeans with the holes in them. Got jeans with holes all over them. He was asking me like what happened. Got in a fight with a tiger. Who won? I'm here, ain't I? Then I must have won. If I didn't, it means he ate me. I realized I had to use my pants. I wear suits and ties because you're in the office. It's funny when I say my office, people see me wearing t-shirts and cargos with rips and holes in them. And they see me with my New Balance sneakers on. I love that freedom. The suits and ties, not for me. I know my buddy was saying, but you got to get into suits and ties. That's not for me. It's not my life. I like to dress relaxed. That's what I like to do. That's the reason why I started my own company. Mostly, sometimes, I just didn't want to wear suits. I like basically wearing my cargos every day. That's what I like. I got millions of dollars. I'm still going to wear the same thing. Cargos, sneakers, Skechers, like them hiker boots too. I like to wear those. And a couple of t-shirts, and that's it. Get me a couple military style hats, my yellow glasses, and I'm good. That's all I need. Anything else for what? And that's funny, as you get older, you dress to be comfortable. Not for fashion anymore. I can never understand. I watch my friends, and I have these run-down sneakers on. Like, why do you run down sneakers? Get a new pair of sneakers. They're comfortable. Yeah. That's why your wife walks around in those ratty slippers, because they're comfortable. Yep. Especially when she got to be walking around in her shoes all day, them high heels. Like, I have no idea how they do it. I have no idea how they do it. Like, how do you have your foot way up here and slanted down with your oof. But they do it. See why? When they get home, they can't wait to come out all that. Like, walk around with the freaking slippers and stuff. I would too. Yeah. So that being said, this came up quite nicely. It's nice and white, got a lot of color and white in there. We utilize this paint we got here, a washable paint, which doesn't come off. This is washable once you have it on your hands, but when it dries, it dries. Oh, that's charged. And I'm like, where the heck is the charger? It's a long video? Ooh, ha! Not that long. Actually, not that long. Still in there, still in there. Getting the extras done, getting the extras done. I'm going to do me a Vader Zim setup too. I'm a big fan of Vader Zim. We're going to make a new Fallout. I've never played any of the Fallout. I played some of them. First one didn't really like too much. The whole vault, people were mean to me in the vault. They were jacked up, man. I hate the people in the vault. Treated them like trash. And then I went out and they basically collected a whole bunch of stuff and became too heavy. I couldn't move it all. So I didn't really understand the mechanics of the game at all, period. I didn't really play anymore after that. I like the whole storyline of it all. I really like that. I like the apocalyptic world. I kind of like that. So I hope the new version they got, basically got another one coming out. It's much better. Just like that one at all, period. Oh, there we go. Just want to sit. See, the little boxes are better for building stuff with because they don't buckle. Unlike the big boxes, buckle more. So only the tiny boxes. Now, I ship out stuff just about every single day. Why do you see that? Because I built a lot of my PCs out of United States postal shipping boxes. Like all my furniture is all made out of postal boxes. And some of the individuals threatened me by saying that they're going to have me arrested at the end of the day. You don't know anything about business, do you? You know anything what these boxes do? About what these boxes do. My company actually has an account with the United States Postal Service, so I know more about the boxes than you do. See, when you put the boxes, you order them, there's a little policy that pops up. Did you read that policy? You know what it says? Basically, it doesn't say anything about what I'm doing is basically against their policy. What it does say is that if you use any of the boxes or United States mail or stamps or anything to commit crimes, Mr. Williams, McAfee, Fernando, you guys committed crimes using the United States Postal Service, right? That gets you in trouble with the United States Postal Service. If you're shipping out with firearms, guns, stuff like that, or you're abusing the service in any way that's not lawful, which you did. Which means, yes, you're going to get the 20 years, maybe 30 years for that mess. You did break a federal crime. So, don't try to educate me on something that I know in the day. That's why we have to have those little things in the back of our packages that tell exactly what's in it. And if it's flammable and all that, but you guys don't have in the back of your packages. Because you never took your stuff down to a hazmat zone to get tested, because we know you don't have testing on your stuff. In order to get that testing done, you gotta have a license. You have a business license. Which means you were selling products within your state without a license. Do 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 do. You know these guys went and tried to entertain the devil in that? They tried all kinds of stuff to try to get me in trouble with this. Let me explain something to you, gentlemen, how it works. If the Lord is my protector, He watches over me, makes sure that anything that I do, that I don't get in any trouble in any way whatsoever. If He felt, at the end of the day, that what I was doing wrong, my Lord in heaven would have basically warned me and said, hey, don't use that. Use regular cardboard because that's going to get you in trouble. See, that's one thing. You're not a Christian at the end of the day. Because you're a Christian, you would know that your Lord is going to protect you. And if there's something that can basically get you in trouble, He's going to make sure that you know about it so you don't get in trouble. Because that's what He is. He's my protector. He's my Father at the end of the day. That's part you don't understand. Now, you follow Satan. That's why Satan got you to do all that reckless stuff. And now, you got to go to jail for it. You're going to get sued over this mess. Did Satan come back and tell you and warn you, hey, don't do this. This will get you in trouble. Did he say that? Nah. He's the one that told you to do it. So his interest was to just basically get you destroyed. See the difference? That's why we trust Jesus. That's why we have faith in Him, because He protects us. And everything you tried, what happened? It failed, right? Everything you tried, because the Lord saw what you were doing. He saw all your little acts and what you were doing. Everything you thought you had in secret that no one knew about, God could see it Himself. When Mr. Williams stole from God, and soon he's going to have to call on God. He's going to need them. You go ahead and act like you're the big bad man. Devil acts like he's a big bad beast of the day. He's not a man in any way whatsoever. He's a beast, a thing. He's going to get somebody bigger and badder to come take you out so he can collect you. Oh, we got it going, looking nice. I like it. Woo! Got 3-hour paint travel, so it took me 3 hours. Okay. So Williams, this is right around the time when I'm on live stream. You call me. You know why you're not contacting Mr. Williams? I was able to get a hold of legal. I got a hold of the people that are over top your managers now. I have their phone number. My sister has the phone number. And the funeral home, when I get done, will have the phone number. You will talk to her. And that's what just contacted me today was the legal department from that housing unit. And I'm going to sit down and I'm going to send her all the information. Everything we have on you. Everything that you did. Everything from the emails, from the garage, all that stuff you were stalking us and carrying on. Phone messages, phone voice recordings, everything. That's what we're going to do. You know you messed up. You know you messed up. Keep in mind, every time you call that number, 800 number, there's a trace on it. I told you I had a security crew come in and basically monitor all phone call activity. So everything was pinged back to your box that you had. Like a your IP address. It's linked to your box. You know what MAC address is? We have that too. So, with that being said, I'm going to give them all that information, showing all those calls that were coming through on our accounts was coming directly from the building. Also got your phone number. And the video you made when you were live, we had someone come in and record that while I was doing the video here. So he was on your channel documenting the whole entire thing. So, we have more than enough on you. So, you already know at the end of the day, you're done. He knows he's finished. So come Monday morning, when they reach out to me again, because I got the call and it's legal, so we get a chance to talk to legal. We're going to explain to him the whole situation. My sister's going to talk to him, being in 3 ways. Speak to me, talk to him everything that went on, what you did. And this is a person who doesn't play around. Thank you for this person for contacting us. And I'm going to make sure you get you taken care of. Till then, Saturday I'm going to go ahead and pick up my records from Allentown because that section will be open, and I'm going to contact the Baltimore police. Once they start their investigation, contact Baltimore police, and I guarantee you that they'll be able to line up our story with what we gave to the Baltimore police, showing that you were doing all this harassment and threats and everything else you were doing, sending us half-nude pictures and stuff like that, which also too, post office is going to be involved. That's also federal. For sending pornography to the mail. So keep in mind, if you're convicted on any of these federal crimes, they carry 20 to 30 years. So right now, you gotta be scared. Well, I'm going to say one thing. Your life is over. His life is over as in out here in this world, being the freedom to be able to go where he wants and do it. That's gone. That's gone. That's gone. Decide you want to pack your stuff up and you want to leave? I got an ex-Marine that will track you down in a couple of days. I'll send him Yes, I got my own bounty hunter. Well, more like hunters. There's a bunch of them. Not just one, it's a bunch of them. But anyway. Yep, so there's nowhere to go, Mr. Williams. You're going to have to face the way. You're going to cross that bridge. There's nowhere to go. Now we have to decide on our end if we're going to be suing. Because again, it's a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of stuff. Legal's going to call for 2 reasons why, most likely, if we're going to sue. Because the evidence we have on you is substantial, and the fact that we did contact your building management about this mess, and they ignored it. And this is where the lawsuit's coming in. They ignored it. As though they had nothing to do with it. One for the woman over in the housing department, this one I talked to, she heard the whole story, what I told her was going on. She felt so sorry. I'm sorry, that should never be happening in those buildings at all, period. I'm going to contact you to somebody who can help you out. Thank her also, too, for basically helping us out with this mess. What is this consequences of basically attacking Christians? My sister's a Christian, you attacked her. I'm a Christian, you attacked me. There's consequences for that. I don't know what's worse. The fact that they're going to see all those letters, or the fact they're going to see it half my body. I don't know which one's going to be worse. Either way, they're not going to like it. I also have a document that your building management, I sent some pictures of you half naked, the pictures that you sent to us, and he ignored them. As a matter of fact, we have him saying they're going to block our calls. All right, that shows neglect. Neglect means lawsuit. So she's nice enough, you know what I mean? But we have to do what we have to do at the end of the day. And they're going to have to do it. Because if she neglects it at the end of the day, that's a bigger lawsuit. And she's not going to neglect it. They contact me right with legal, which is fantastic. So I get to talk to somebody in legal about this mess. Mr. Williams, any mail that comes here, anything that comes here, I'm going to forward it right over to legal. That's where it's to her in legal. So anything else that comes here, goes straight over to them. Oh, man. Well, everything happens for a reason. Now I'm putting my mess up in here. What time I got it? 4:01. Okay, cool. Where's the top of this thing? Alright, let's get this in a bag first. In a bag. Top of the bed. See, people messed their lives up. That badly. People checked their lives up. Got in here and gave her the blessing with an opportunity. Lord, so everything evil you did to me. Now you got to pay for it. Sad about Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams literally thought he was getting away with it. He literally thought changing the address, the devil told you to change the address. Everything the devil told you to do, you thought you was going to get away with it. You thought no one's going to find out about it, right? That's what you believed. You believed that nothing was going to happen to you. What did you say when you was in the apartment? You sat there and you said that nothing happened to me yet. I got that video. You're in there bragging and boasting about nothing's going to happen to you at all. So you made that statement to me and that God that nothing was going to happen to you. Come Monday morning, enjoy your Saturday and Sunday, but come Monday morning, we're going to basically rain everything we possibly can on that building, which means that anything that woman needs in the day, we're going to make sure she has it. I got emails, documented, I got text messages, I got voice recordings, I got all kinds of stuff on you. What I got in that packet behind me is nothing compared what I have on my PC about you. I'm going to send them everything. And when I get done getting my DC numbers, I'm contacting Baltimore police and I'm issuing a warrant for your arrest. My sister will be contacting and issuing a warrant for arrest. And I'm pretty sure over there at the funeral homes, they're also going to be issuing for an arrest. And when we get done, the building people, the legal just contact us, will vouch in our behalf that you are committing these crimes. Because I email them everything they need. Which means they could file charges also. Well, that's it. I wash my hands. Oh, that's why it's washed, because it comes off your hands easy. Okay, cool. Woo. I do a techno screen. This came out real nice. Come on, man. Why do you circle in this section when you know I'm working? Like, literally will circle in this little section where I'm at working, knowing I'm going to trip over. Go over there. You're just circling this little section, just not go anywhere, not move at all whatsoever. You know I'm working over here. Why would you circle this little section? I run the risk of stepping on you. I weigh more than you do at the end of the day. You do not want that. Ugh. Keep it. And you get something, a cat will get right out in front of you and just stop and start stretching. Out of nowhere. At all the places you can choose to stretch, you choose right there. Don't give me the angry look at the end of the day. You want to get stepped on, you get stepped on, you're going to have an angry look on you. Out of my path. Give me something working. The angry look, the cross out, but he's angry because he don't want to move. You got some fantastic drivers at this day, like, you know, hard, we're merging, zoomies, kicking like 60, 100 miles, 200 miles an hour. Take off. Come back and never happened to get the zoomies. You guys should be NASCAR racers. NASCAR Indy racers, or Indy racers, you can have the zoomies all day. Take off. Oh man, I'm glad that part's done. I still got to go. I'd rather go into the brush later on, because the brush is easy to do. Just getting that all painted up. We got to get it brighter, because the colors we got to add to this are going to be bright. Because again, getting that one, that neon to pick up like that, that's a pain in the butt to do. It is. You got to keep going back over and back over and back over. I must have painted that thing like 10 times to get that. Now, since it's already nice and bright, it'll work just fine. I need that all neon paint. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to do it in an all white neon paint first, a heavy paste all white neon paint. Back on it's going to be done in black, because I need that to stand a little bit, and then all the fans and stuff are going to be light colors and all that stuff. Are you all right, Professor Boots? Listen, boo. Easy bread. Easy bread. Easy bread. Cheesy breads. Cheesy breads. It's about the cheesy breads. Taka, you about them cheesy breads? This fan's dry. Gotta paint those up. Hopefully. Ah, man. Listen. I really told him, I said, man, don't get caught up in that nonsense. Try to talk to you, Mr. Williams. I really did. I said, don't get caught up in that nonsense. And did you listen? I warn you, don't get caught up in that nonsense, man. Now I got to prosecute you in court. That's what my lawyer's going to do. Take you to court and prosecute you for criminal charges. If we got charges that were filed against them, they got charges that are filed against them, it's going to be a mess. This one is absolutely nuts. What he's going to have to be worried about the most is when they get hold of the evidence we got over here on him. And I make it quite crystal clear that the managers that were involved in that nonsense who didn't take care of it, I'm going to make sure, Daryl, I think that's your name the other day, I'm filing a lawsuit against you. Because we told you, my sister's also filed one against you too also. Because again, as I said before, you had the ability to stop the nonsense and you kept it going because you did nothing about it. Did you report that back to his caseworker? Did you report that back to the supervisor? No, you did not. You kept it under cap. That's why you're going to get sued. Right? By you keeping under cap gave him the ability to go, oh, I can do what I want to do, and start sending out naked pictures of himself. But you're going to pay for that, buddy. That's going to cost you a pretty penny to the managers. So for the female who we called and slammed the phone on me and sat there and said, I'm going to block your number now, I'm going to get your job too. Somebody needs to take over where you guys are working at. Ugh. Chances are we're probably going to get an agreement. And my agreement is I want you guys terminated. That's what I want. I want your jobs. Ugh. You mess up your life that way. Work hard, get a job. You got mortgages and stuff to pay for. If you're really willing to risk, I'm pretty sure they got homes you got to pay for, cars and all that stuff. You're going to risk all that for that nut job at the end of the day? Okay, then. Man, wait till she gets the email from talking about raping me. That's really bad. What's that? Are basically your half-naked pictures. Covered in white paint? Are you? I am. Like literally covered in white paint. Alright, I'm out. I'm done with this. Gotta go, people. Yeah, have a good one.